If you're alone and you need a friend, someone to make you forget your problem, just come along, baby, take my hand. I'll be your lover tonight. This is what I wanna do. Let's have some fun. One-on-one, just me and you. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together. But now it's over. I wanna go boom boom. Let's spend the night together in my room. Boom 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 boom. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together. But now it's over. Boom 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 boom. I wanna go boom boom. Let's spend the night together in my room. This is what I wanna do. Let's have some fun. One-on-one, just me and you. Boom 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 boom. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together. But now it's over. Boom 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 boom. I wanna go boom boom. Let's spend the night together in my room. This is what I wanna do. Whoa. Let's have some fun. Whoa. One-on-one, just me and you. Whoa. Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together. Now it's over. Boom, 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 boom. I wanna go boom, boom. Let's spend the night together in my room.
تونل شهید میرزایی در واقع تو تونل ورودی و خروجی شمالی شهر بندرعباس در حال حاضر به دلیل حمله جنگنده‌های آمریکایی مسدود شدن و تونل آسیب جدی دیدن، ولی ماشین‌آلا که دارن کار میکنن و میگن به زودی راه رو باز میکنن. حالا به صورت موقت راه باز میشه که ماشین‌های سبک بتونن در حد
Got How are you? Good morning. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. How are you? War Reporter Towel here. Nice to see you all. Good morning. It's 10:45 a.m. here at the War Desk in Boston. It's Saturday, July 18, 2026, here on Towel News. That would make it, let's see, 4:46 p.m. in South Africa, 5:46 p.m. in Tel Aviv, Israel, and 6:15 p.m. in Tehran, Iran. World events are heating up. Towel was up late clipping fascinating Karen Reed trial discovery released through a FOIA, but we're not going to talk about that today because we got other things to talk about. For example, Iran played the song again. All right, Iran launched so first of all, America launched a wave of strikes last night from 7 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, it was actually probably from like 5 or 6 p.m. through 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay. And then Iran bombed the ever-loving hell out of Kuwait and Bahrain. They bombed Kuwait so hard that it was just rounds and rounds of attacks. Not to mention, Iran bombed Erbil for 3.5 hours in a row. All right? They're about to roar. Why the lions roaring? Well, I have some idea, because America, I think, is trying to invade the south of Iran. Okay? But I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm not in the military. I'm an analyst. I'm a towel. All right? All I know is Iran played the song 2 days in a row. Last night, after the American attack on a bunch of bridges, which we'll talk about in Iran again, and we did it again, we killed civilians again. Thank you, Clumsy Clairvoyance, who says Towel News is the best news. Good morning, Cam Onas. Good morning, Merikintos. Good morning, Wildflower. Good morning, Docs Watson. Good morning, Tiffany Bob. Clumsy Clairvoyance, it's so good to see you. Good morning, Jonah. God bless you, Jonah. You stay safe, my dear friend. I'll be praying for you. It seems to be that right now, the primary targets that Iran is firing at overnight, okay, nothing's being fired right now that I know of, okay, but that's subject to change. I'm monitoring. Okay? Iran fired at Jordan a lot, and our interceptors got blown away. I don't know what the hell Iran's using. It's some kind of high precision, medium range intercontinental ballistic missile. Listen, we look bad. We look really bad. We fired 10 interceptors at two Iranian hypersonics, and all of the interceptors missed. And our base in Jordan, whatever base was there, it's some, I don't know what, it's like CENTCOM's forward base that shifted out of Qatar. It's not doing too good. They wrecked that base 2-3 nights in a row. Then they absolutely obliterated Iran, another desalinization plant in Kuwait. 60% of Kuwait's drinking water is generated by 9 desalinization plants on the ports in the country. 2 are gone. 7 are left. It was a very bad night, okay? And then on top of that, Bahrain was struck multiple times. The 5th Fleet, whatever's left of the 5th Fleet naval headquarters in Bahrain, it's gone now. I don't know how, I don't have a satellite image, but I'm telling you, you can only hit so many things, and they continue to hit these same places over and over and over again. The CENTCOM forward base in Jordan, which I think is the blue base, then another air base in Jordan, then all the advanced position HIMARS launchers in Kuwait. Then Iran started hitting Kuwait's infrastructure, its civilian infrastructure, after their bridges got bombed. And I don't really know what's going on in Bahrain. I think Iran's trying to hit the King Faisal Causeway, the bridge between Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. God only knows if they've succeeded. Bahrain's very strict with footage, so you're very rarely going to see anything. However, I don't believe Iran's actually hit that bridge. They've tried to. They have not succeeded. So last night, and I'll take you through the whole night, but I'm going to play you the video because it's ominous. Iran doesn't use this song very often. They're trying to send a warning here. They've used it 2 nights in a row. Last night they fired Haj Qasim, Kier Bakr Shaken, Fatah 110, and Zolfakar as missiles, as well as Shahed 136 one-way attack drones. Okay? And this was against Kuwait, Bahrain, and Jordan. So this was Iran last night. It's going to get loud. They play the song. All right, it's going to get loud. Nope, that was not the correct one. Hello, Nightbot. How you doing? Good morning. All right, here we go. Good morning. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. So, someone asked, we got a lot of aliens in the chats. Hello, Miss FAFO. Buzzman, welcome. You know, I embrace aliens. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, and welcome to Tower News. So, someone asked in the chat, how do we know these are real? Well, we track every launch video by the IRGC. We track every statement. We track the way that they fingerprint their videos, how the videos evolve, and they have it's called a claim video. It actually has a formal military term called a kill chain video. It's not actually involving anybody dying, but they call it that because it's called a claim video. In war, everybody says a lot of stuff, but the people who are firing missiles want to prove to you that they're doing it, not just you, the viewer, but generally the world. So each side, it doesn't matter who they are, will put claim videos out because they want to show you they have, like, the things that landed are from them. And there's a way that each group, what's called fingerprints, you can think of it like an MD5 hash. It's more like a signature or like a fingerprint. Each group in the Iranian axis, the Houthis, well, not really the Houthis, they do more like statements, not videos of their drones. The Blood Guardians in Iraq, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Syria's Hezbollah, Ansar al-Dam, I think they're called, and then Iran themselves. They all put out claim videos. Each of them has different music. The Hezbollah song is very unique, okay? That's the Hezbollah song. Iran doesn't always put songs. They've done like 107 videos now, 100 and something videos. Iran doesn't always include a song. They put the song only in the most important videos when they've like struck something very big or important. Most of the time it's just quiet in the beginning with the missiles with like a message in Farsi or English or Arabic, and then a sticker, like a picture, a meme. They love to meme in Iran. The IRGC loves to meme. Meme game on point. Seriously though, they put our meme game to shame. And we don't even know what memeing is. Those dudes invented memeing. So anyway, and then the quiet will stop normally, and then they'll just launch missiles really, really loudly. The silence transitioning to the missile launch, the solid and liquid fuel ballistic missile launches and the drone launches, is supposed to be the message. When they're trying, they don't use words. They sometimes will have a man. We call him the IRGC man. He's like an AI composite, but he does their what's called Katim al-Kabab, like the unified command prophet, like of the headquarters. Command of the Prophet's headquarters. They call it something like that in Persian or Farsi. When they put out an actual statement, it will either be in writing or it will be this man who's the AI spokesman for them. I think he died in the early days of the war, so they did a tribute to him, and it's pretty genius. They have him speak. It's a very advanced AI program, and you can't kill him because he's a composite. But he has a voice, and he speaks Arabic, English, Farsi, and he speaks for the IRGC's unified command. Those are the three ways to know if the IRGC's put out a statement, but there's a pattern to this. They always put out a statement after they do a round of attacks. There will never be a round of Iranian attacks that there's not a statement attached to. Now, they may not claim every attack in their statement, in the fog of war. Some stuff they don't want to admit that they have the intel to hit. It's obvious that they do, though. But anyway, they will do, that's called a modified limited hangout, when you only release some of the stuff. Oh, Towel Mom Bunny. Oh, this is wonderful. It is Towel Mom Bunny's birthday. Towel Mom Bunny says, you didn't have to give a super chat on your birthday. You're so wonderful and kind. Towel Mom Bunny says, today is my birthday. I spent last year with my towels too. This will be my tradition. It's my favorite chat to be in. 100% doggy emoji, bunny emoji, heart emoji. Thank you, Grant. You are loved by so many. Oh, let's just take a special moment. If you would be so kind and indulge me. God bless you, Bunny Towel Mom. It has been such a pleasure to get to know you, Kofi, and Bo this year. I am blessed in so many ways to know you all, and I am inspired by your compassion and love. It's true, Bunny Towel Mom's wonderful. So happy birthday, Bunny Towel Mom. a very special happy birthday to you. Now I want to take a moment. I'm going to do this. I'm going to embarrass Bunny Towel Mom a little bit. If you don't know Bunny Towel Mom, she is wonderful. Okay, she sent me quite possibly the greatest gift of all time. It's a Kofi Kingston CAD. Okay, you see it? That's my Kofi Kingston CAD. Okay, I got a bunch of other cool Funko Pops and CADs, but I love wrestling, and I actually know Kofi Kingston's dad. He was my colleague for many years when I was a philosopher. Okay, and we won't go into details, but the point is, I and Bunny Towel's mom, her dog is named Kofi. So Bunny Towel Mom has just been so supportive. Every day she's a constant presence, and I am so grateful for you, Bunny Towel Mom, and it means so much to me to be able to spend your birthday with you today, and I wish you a very warm happy birthday from all the towels here, washcloths, towelettes, and otherwise around the world. We adore you. You, my dear Bunny Towel Mom, are loved by so many, and I'm so grateful I get to give you this big virtual hug on your birthday. I hope you all, you and Kofi and Bo, have a wonderful day, not only hanging with us, but also among yourselves. And if I had some cake, I would give you towel cake. It would be ice cream cake. I like ice cream cake with the little cookie crumbles in the middle. I would also get you the kind of cake you wanted, but, you know, I'd surprise you with that kind of cake. So God bless you, Bunny Towel Mom. You are wonderful. Happy birthday to you. I hope every moment of today is wonderful, and know how much you are valued, not just to me, but to so many of your towel friends. And I'm grateful to God every single day that I get to hang out and spend time with you. You're wonderful. And from Towel to you, a very warm happy birthday. That was wonderful. I'm so glad we got to say happy birthday to Bunny Towel Mom. She's wonderful. She's just, she's a constant presence, and she's very good at monitoring and keeping the peace. And also just, you know, being a Bunny Towel Mom. And she's protected by her dog, whose name is Kofi. Now, Kofi likes to, oh, thank you, Bunny Towel Mom. Kofi likes to hang out in the chat. He is an emoji. If you ever see that doggy emoji, the very cute one, that is Kofi. That's Bunny Towel Mom's dog. Kofi knows me. Kofi, did you get a birthday gift for Bunny Towel Mom? You don't have to, like, go get an animal for her. That would be a little problematic. But if you want to, like, get her one of your stuffed toys, you bring it over to her. That's like a symbolic gift, you know what I'm saying, Kofi? We got this. Yeah, Kofi's a dog. He watches the TV. He knows my voice. Every time I ask him things, he says hello. What a great mental decompression break. Nurse 60, so good to see you. I didn't expect that during our IRGC video, but what a great early mental decompression break. God bless you, Bunny Towel Mom. You're wonderful. Now I'm going to take you through what happened overnight. So I think some of you had asked about the scenes from the airbase in Jordan. I'm going to show you two angles of the Patriots quickly transitioning, although Bunny Towel Mom, you'll be in my thoughts all day, and I love you dearly, my dear friend. My dear Bunny Towel Mom. Some of you asked to take a look at the footage from Jordan. I'm going to show it to you now. Okay, it's coming in. You're going to see U.S. interceptors going up, and you're going to watch two Iranian hypersonics just shred them. This is Jordan last night. Good morning, Ruby. How are you doing? Kim, good morning, my dear friend. This is scenes from Jordan overnight. If you're waking up, this is what happened. That is our base in Jordan. I did Valhalla. I have some Gaza updates coming as well. So this is the American missile systems just failing, and the Iranian hypersonics hitting our bases in Jordan last night. Letting you watch the footage again. So you saw the first one. Now I'm going to show you the second video. This is two Iranian hypersonics shredding our air defenses in Jordan. So you're looking at American interceptors flying up. We don't have a lot of reserves of these. And then you're going to watch Iranian hypersonics do a ballet through them. That hypersonic just shreds 7 interceptors, and just like there was nothing. And then the second one shreds them as well. Every single interceptor failed. Every single one. We fired like 15 15 to 20 interceptors at 2 hypersonics, and they shred them. They ducked and weaved like it was Randall Cunningham throwing a pass to Randy Moss in the 90s. Barry Sanders out there with the 1-2. I'm not kidding you. I've seen a lot of hypersonics dancing through interceptors. This was something else. That thing threaded a needle that was so fine. I'm going to show you the footage again. These are our interceptors, okay? We are launching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a sum up here too. 6, 7. Now watch the hypersonic. Watch it. It's going to come through here. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interceptors. It shred these two, ducked this one. Now look, do you understand that this missile, all it has to do is get in the orbit of this. It's got to be close to be able to blow up the hypersonic. This one is the one that's like off trajectory, so you don't expect this one. But look at this one. It's like, see how these two interceptors are firing towards this? They're trying. This one has to adjust its trajectory, okay, and it doesn't to hit this. This one is doing exactly what it should be doing. Look at it. It's on a perfect trajectory to intercept, and watch how it gets shredded. Look it! Look it! It split the goalpost. I'm going to turn this down to 1.5x speed. It shredded those interceptors. Watch. I'm going to show you it at 0.25 speed now. Look at this. Those are our best interceptors, and we don't have a lot of them. Those are protecting our troops, and it split the goalpost of 2 of them. It ducked all of them like they weren't even there. Now look at this other hypersonic up here. Watch this one. It's got to go through that same wave, and it shreds them. That's incredible. Look, there it is. There's the first hit, and then look at this one. We did stand a chance. Listen, why are we pushing them? They're trying to send a message, which is, we can get through your defenses, and we're not listening. Either we're not listening or we're just ignoring it, and not caring about the cost, which is outrageous. That they're trying to say, listen, we have a new type of precision munition, okay? A new type of precision munition that, in turn, can split your interceptors. Precision hypersonic intercontinental ballistic medium range missiles. Are we listening? They're going to start hitting civilians. Stop. Listen to me. I understand this is way above my pay grade. I don't have a pay grade. But the people who are making these decisions, you gotta, if you know the real impact, if they know from the American side the real impact of these missiles, I'm watching this every night get worse. What are they about to do? Are they going to sacrifice like all of these civilians and our soldiers? Iran, if they wanted to, could fire 50 of those specific missiles you just saw at once to the same target. And they would hit back to 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 back in a line. Oh God. I don't think we know what we're doing. They're trying to tell us. They don't speak. They don't use threats on social media. They speak diplomatically on social media. The way they try to warn you, Iran, and I've watched this the whole war, is they preview their weapons. That's their whole shtick. They like to show, not tell. They're saying to us, to the U.S., okay, we have a new cluster missile. They fired it 3 times. Kuwait or Bahrain, then very clearly in Jordan, then very clearly in Erbil. Although Erbil was in the daytime, it was harder to see. Actually, it might have been twice in Erbil, correction, not in Jordan. It was twice in Erbil, once at night, which was very clear, and then once in the daytime. And then yesterday they shelled Erbil for 3 hours, the Iranians. And, by the way, why would you shell the Kurdish opposition in Suleimania and Erbil for 3 hours? You think maybe we're trying to do a multi-front invasion through Iraq, through Pakistan and with American troops from the south? We are. And they're I think we tried to invade Isfahan on the last night of the 40-day war, and they repelled it. I truly believe we tried to invade on the ground. I really believe that. We didn't try to rescue a pilot. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We will do that, but that was not what that was about. That was an incursion into Isfahan, where a very important facility is located. We tried to get into that facility. We're probably going to tunnel in. And they repelled it. They have millions of soldiers. It's a country of 90 million people. And they also operate based on what's called a fatwa. So, a lot of people who join the Iranian military are joining because it's like a religious obligation in their faith. I won't call it a crusade because it's not a crusade. It's called a fatwa. It's like a religious edict, but it's very close to the Pope saying, you need to, do this. The Pope doesn't even do that anymore. He's kind of a pacifist. The mullahs are not pacifists. Neither is the supreme leader. Their version of Islam says that if you are attacked, it's legitimate for you to attack back. It's a quote from the Holy Quran, in fact. They like to put it in a lot of their statements. So, the Boring Company. I don't think the Boring Company is so boring. Now I'm going to show you more footage of the Iranian strikes on Jordan. And by the way, I'm not being facetious. I believe that the government of the United States, for whatever reason, is not explaining to the people of the country, of my country, what is happening. I don't know why. I'm trying to tell people, for good reason, that Iran likes to send warnings. They don't just fire everything. They're very calculated. And they're trying to tell us that they have these new precision, medium-range, hypersonic ballistic missiles that are best interceptors, which are depleted, by the way, and we cannot replenish this stock until probably January of 2027, if we're lucky. Really depends on Zelensky, frankly. About time we started being nice to him. Wouldn't you know it, when you're nice to a country that can produce a substantial amount of defense infrastructure, they make patriots for you. Who knew? What a great idea. I wonder who came up with that. Anyway, my point is, we're not going to get enough to replenish this. You must understand. All right, we got to back up. Here's why we're at Towel DEFCON 8 out of 10. We're not at me telling you that you need to stand next to a bomb shelter. We're 2 levels away from that, but I'm very concerned. Here's why. During the war, the 40-day war in 2026, what Iran did was basically a very exponentially expanded version of what they did in the 12-day war in June of 2025. A lot of people think that the 12-day war in June of 2025 was just America striking Fador, the nuclear plant. It was not. It was Israel, the IDF, bombing Iran, and Iran bombing Israel for 12 days. During that war, the Navatim Air Base in the south, which is a very important air base, along with Tel Aviv and other cities, were hit with 2 forms of missiles, multiple in fact, but 2 warning missiles. One was a barrage of 40 hypersonic missiles that struck the air base. The other was a Khorram Sharhar 4. Only one of them was fired during Khorram Sharhar 4 during the 12-day war. Iran fired Khorram Sharhars every hour at some points in the 40-day war for days. There was not a single hour that went by in Israel where there was not a warning about a Khorram Sharhar coming in during the periods of fire. Every day. Those people did not sleep. I would know. I left my alert app on for all of the cities and towns in Israel. They did not sleep for almost 40 days in a row. And you know why you have to run to the bomb shelter with a Khorram Sharharf? Because unlike a precision-guided munition, which is meant to hit a military target directly, a Khorram Sharhar opens up very high above the target, 7 kilometers from the target, distance-wise, probably, I don't know how high up in the sky, very high. It releases bomblet grenades that do not have guidance systems on them. 80 of them to 140, depending on the version of the Khorram Sharhar. And it just lets them fall. If that hits your house and you're in it, and it hits the room you're in, it's going to take you out. If it hits your car, it's going to take you out. If it hits a car next to you, it's going to blow that car's gas tank up and destroy your car. And it fires indiscriminately. We don't know what the word... You know how I now know the Iraqi propaganda about WMDs from the US was nonsense? Because I've watched real WMDs, and nobody says a damn thing about it. Because they don't want to reveal to the public the Iranians' capacity, and that's why we're walking into a very bad situation. People think that the Iranians are bluffing by saying they're like going to reveal expanded warfare capabilities. They're not bluffing. So if you make the call to go at them, and there is no off-ramp, they just threw the MOU out this morning, both sides. There is no off-ramp. If we go at them, they're going to unleash absolute hell. So I'm very concerned, and you can't call the Pope now. You can't call anyone. Because both sides, in particular America, are so entrenched that they are going to light each other up. And I hate to say this, but the only way this ends is if there's just absolutely overwhelming force between both sides and somebody comes out. I heard it said, I was watching the Tom Hanks documentary on World War II. It was pretty good. I heard it said that in World War II we got to a point where there was going to be a winner and there was going to be a loser. There was going to be a conqueror, there was going to be a vanquished. That's what's going to happen here. These two sides cannot coexist. Either America is going to leave the Middle East or the mullahs are going to fall. And frankly, I don't see Iran, who has home field advantage, falling. When they've depleted our interceptors, they've stopped what I believe to be at least one ground incursion into Isfahan already. And they're ready with so many tunnels that we're going to wish we were in Vietnam fighting the Viet Cong. If they greenlight this, they're condemning a lot of our people to death, and they're condemning a lot of people in the Middle East to death. And that's still not going to stop Iran. Which means if you blow up all those countries, who's going to rebuild them? Iran. You know how things really get done? You don't talk about them. You don't telegraph you're building a greater Israel. You don't telegraph you're building a greater Iran. They're going to build an empire off this. And they're going to roar. And you're not going to... They are buried so deep under granite that barring you deploying like 4 bunker busters and then a tactical nuke, you're never going to stop them. So we're at this point where these two sides do not speak the same language. I'm not talking about the people of Iran and the people of the United States. The leadership, they don't talk to each other. When they speak, it's like factions of the leadership speaking to each other. It's this chaos. The actual leadership does not speak the same language. Whether it's Mohattab Khomeini or the Supreme National Council or the IRGC, I'm telling you, they do not, they are speaking a form of like very refined, like aristocratic, diplomatic, conventional discourse. So they're schooled in philosophy, they're schooled in rhetoric. Think about what Plato was teaching in the Republic. Like why each form of skill in isolation is bad. But if you master all of them in balance, you've reached your eudaimonia or summum bonum. Greatest good in the ancient Greek or Latin, respectively. That's the whole point. And they've got it. They've mastered it all. And we are just kind of belligerents. which is not bad. You can be a belligerent and win a conflict. You can't be a belligerent and win a conflict against a nation that is well armed and more intelligent. The only outcome will be war. And this can't, people are living in this state of anxiety and pensive apprehension that is absolutely hurting them. Prince of Wales, it's so good to see you. Pause, mental decompression break. Prince of Wales says this may only save the little bitty lakes. Oh, God bless you, Prince of Wales. Hashtag save the Great Lakes. Save the lakes. All the lakes. All right, my name's Grant Smith Ellis. So that's why I'm concerned. At every stage of this conflict, I've been able to analyze for you an off-ramp. Well, here's what one side wants. Here's what the other side wants. Here's how I think we can kind of move towards that, take a little save face. Everybody goes home in the morning. There's no way. Not now. They killed our people, and we're lying about it. A lot of people are injured. Okay, the reports coming out of these bases, at least injuries. I would imagine deaths, and they're not telling us. Oh no, I got made. I flipped my ashtray over. My point is, I'm all made. I don't like that. We need to be able to make informed decisions as a polity. How are we supposed to do that when they won't tell us what's going on? Getting all made. Hello, Chris. Good to see you. Yeah, we're heading... So it's called 0 hour. They're going to go. I know they're going to go. Barring some last-minute intervention, they're going. I'm terrified. I don't like death. I don't like civilian death. I don't like military deaths. I especially don't like American military deaths. And during the last conflict, it was the 40-day war. It was very scary because there was indiscriminate shelling of civilians on both sides. But at least people were getting warnings. At least in some areas. They would get a little heads up. They could run. They could try to hide. They could leave. I don't know what this is going to be like. Unless someone decides that the cost is so high that they back down. This is like barreling towards uncontrollable ground conflict. That is the worst case scenario. Absolute worst case. We will lose 50 to 100,000 men and women immediately within 2 days. Maybe a little more. I'm not exaggerating. That whole thing is rigged to blow. They've said it. Iran has said they rigged that whole area to blow. And we're going to put our boys and girls on that land and tell them to storm it? Dude. It's not artillery fire. It's not machine guns shooting down from a hill to a beach. They rigged the entire area, including under the water, and they're going to blow it up as soon as you land troops there. And then they're going to keep blowing it up. And then they're going to hit you with missiles and drones. They're going to hit you with... I'm not saying this because I want them to do it. I'm trying to warn people. If you invade Iran, they are going to hit you with so many waves of drones that you're going to wish you were a Russian conscript in Odessa. And I don't take any pleasure in saying this. It's the battlefield reality. I understand, Tiffany Bob, I agree. It's just been very tough to leave people in this state of suspended animation. Good morning, Standing Stones. Good to see you, my friend. Now, I'll take you through what happened last night, but I'm in a very similar position to all of you, which is to say I can sense it coming. I can sense it coming, and I don't like it. Here's more footage of the impact on the base in Jordan last night. Oh my God. Look at the damage listen, they're trying to warn us. Look at the damage that second missile does. Look, you're at least 2 miles away. Look at how much you are looking at a fire that is so tall that you saw it from 2 miles away. It turned day to night in Jordan. The first one. And the second one was even worse. Look at that. Oh God. I'm going to play it again. We're not listening to the warning. The first one wasn't as intense. Look at the second one. That second one must have had a way bigger warhead. Look at that second one. Oh, I see what they do. So the first one has a smaller warhead. They want you to, that's the decoy. It's a real missile. But look at the size of the explosion. That's the decoy. It's a big explosion. But look at the size of it compared to this one. That's the hit. That's the one that's meant to cause the most damage. Look at the radius of the light from the first one compared to the second one. The second one, so I'm starting to learn how they do it. The second one is a monster. Look at that thing. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god. What are we? Oh, I don't even know what that is. That warhead must be substantial. I can't analyze that. I'm not a munitions expert, but to do that, I understand what they're doing now. Both missiles are the same type, but the one, like the second one, it has a way bigger warhead, or the third one. They overload you in the beginning, and then the one that hits last, when they know they've beaten your interceptors, has the biggest warhead. Well, yes, we have to save California from falling in the ocean. Not really sure how we're going to do that. We should consider building them some kind of, what do they call that? When you build up the dune. Let's build them dunes. All right, now I'm going to take you to Kotsov Tambov Oblast in Russia. Russia was trying to shoot down a massive Ukrainian attack last night that caused a lot of damage in Moscow. And, once seeing this, we saw this the other night. It's a Russian Pantsir anti-aircraft system misfiring. Once I can attribute to, a technical fault. I'm now going to show you footage again of a different impact from a Russian system misfiring and hitting their own people. I'm starting to wonder if their systems are compromised. Let's take a look. That's what it looks like when anti-aircraft fire hits your own people. What are they doing? Oh my goodness. Dude, why are you filming this, sir? I think you should leave. Yeah, I would say it's time to leave, sir. Those are not missiles. Well, they're types of they're actually mortars. They're anti-aircraft rounds that Russia fired at their own people because they missed. I mean, not just one burst, too. They missed twice in a row. Dude, they are lucky. I mean, they hit their own people, no doubt about that. Look at that's really bad. That system is completely compromised. It fired at least probably 20 anti-aircraft shells at its own people. One of them, flies across the middle of the parking lot, and the dude's like, meh. That one bounces off the ground. Oh, Miss FAF. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. God bless you, Dreamboat. Annie, I'm always happy to help. Larson, it's so good to see you, my friend. But yeah, I'll show this again. I don't think you're going to see this kind of... Unless we start seeing this more often because the Russian systems are compromised. This should never happen. You must understand. It should never happen. Oh, Dreamboat Annie, God bless you. Enjoy your new towel emojis. We have pancake emojis. We have Kofi the dog. We have Pink Bunny towel. They're great. You just click the little emoji button and you now have a whole new world of emojis. I made them myself. I mean, I just can't believe how badly Russia is failing. It's not just that they're losing the war, they're firing at their own people by accident with very serious, supposed to be impressed. I think so this is the second footage I've seen of this. My name's Grant Smith Ellis, hello. Someone asked, who was it? Chris asked or said it might be jammed. It's possible. What I'm thinking though is that I've seen this twice now. The AA system, the new Russian one, misfire and hit the ground. I think it's hacked. I think they compromised it. Remember, do you know how anti-aircraft system works like that? It's not just based on thermal lock or finding a heat source. It's based on echolocation, like a bat. Have you ever heard of natural language processing? It's where you use machine learning to analyze large sets of text. Have you ever thought about a corollary to natural language processing in the audio spectrum? Well, if you programmed a bunch of MD5 hashes with auditory signatures in the form of an MD5 hash that matched up with various missiles or drones that might attack you, all drones and missiles make a unique sound. Okay? If you can capture accurately the nature of that sound based on a fixed position away from the sound, okay, you can make a educated guess in the form of what I call the battle of the algorithms as to where the missile or drone is going. You then want to program your counter system to fire guided munitions at the trajectories that you think, or that your software thinks it's faster than humans can compute, is where the drone or missile is going to go. I believe, and I have reason to believe this, but I'm not going to go into details, that you can compromise these systems by learning the pre-programmed, we're speaking very broadly, MD5 hashes, the specific auditory signatures programmed into the interception systems that look for sounds. Now think about what that means. If you're talking about substantial numbers of hashes, just throw in a hash that mimics a like a car engine. You're going to throw that whole system off because it's going to attack car engines. And yeah, you could debug it and maybe find the trigger, but if you're a good coder and you're like the Ukrainian special forces, you would hide it so it wouldn't look like it was. I'm speaking very broadly. I know a lot of you are going to be like, Grant, you are really oversimplifying this. I know. We're not trying to like get into the technical details of how this works for good reason. But that's generally what I think is a possibility, that the new like crown jewel Russian system, the Pantsir, I believe it might be, and the Ukrainians have to be careful if they did this. You don't want to let your enemy know that you've done it. They might have been able to like code inject into the. Hey, we're back. Hello. We're still a little bumpy. All right, we're stable now. How you doing? Oh, Chris, thank you so much for your super chat. You're wonderful. Chinatown K9, how are you, my dear friend? So, with all of that said, I don't want to go too into detail. I just want to speak generally and tell you that I think there's some merit to my idea here. Ukraine, you must understand, I think a lot of you do, how like complex missile interception tech is. So if you are an expert like Ukraine in drone and missile interceptor tech, that's called field in OPSEC for defending against drone and missile attacks. Then you are skilled in reverse engineering other people's defensive capabilities to subvert them. And the best weapon in war is something you're using against the enemy that frame drop. I don't know what's the deal. I think it's because I'm on this like patched connection. I use a special connection. Not on my local host. I use a very special form of connection, which I like. But anyway, the point is it's very subject to like the machinations of the rotation of the Earth. Not only does Ukraine have game developers, but their pathway from game developing to military tech is robust. I think a lot of people underestimated Ukraine, which is frankly the best position to be in a war. You want your opponent to underestimate you so you can subvert them. All right, now let me take you to Yazd last night in Iran. Here is one of the American attacks. Oh, God bless you, Valhalla. A goat trophy. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be a golden goat. Wait for it. Look at that golden goat. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Did you see that goat bounce above my head? Is that not the greatest thing you've ever seen? God bless you, Valhalla. That was a goat. Ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you can say that you've lived, but have you really lived if you've never had a goat dancing above your head? God bless you, Valhalla. You know, some people, They want to see Rome. Some people want to see Paris. I aspire to have golden goats dancing above my head. Alright, it is great, Miss FAFO, I agree. This is a scene from Yazad, which is not so great, where an IRGC base was bombed last night. So I'm showing you Yazad, Iran, overnight. Welcome to Towel News. Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. We have a lot of catching up to do, so if you're just tuning in, you've only just caught us as we begin our overnight recap. I meant to go live again yesterday, but then I had to upload Karen Reed videos. It took a long time. Here's more footage of that strike in Yazad last night. A little bit more zoomed in. Same footage, but just different resolution. Hello, Anne. It's so good to see you. Hello, Marcia. Oh, yes. No, we're very anti-Baphomet, and we're very anti-Baal here. Don't worry about that. We like goats, but we do not like demons. No demons allowed. No people who hurt kids. No people who hurt animals. That's illegal. All right, good morning to those of you just waking up. Those people in Kuwait who woke up this morning, this is what they saw. After the... Oh, that's very zoomed in. After the American base in Kuwait, this actually may be a water desalinization plant. Kuwait only has 9. They have 7 left right now. 1 was hit overnight. I can't confirm because I don't live in Kuwait. Now, if you recognize these light poles, if you're like, oh, I've driven that highway before, I recognize that random dirt mound, and you want to tell me if there's a water desalinization plant over there, that would be great. But I'm not from Kuwait. I don't intend on going there anytime soon. I would like to go there and meet the people, you know, when things are more calm. But right now, I'm not going to Kuwait. God bless and protect the people of Kuwait. I follow a few Kuwaitis on social media. I talked to a few of them in the comments. They had a very tough night yesterday. They actually they started calling for a national holiday because they all were really scared. Some of the attacks were in the middle of civilian areas. A hospital was not hit, but the smoke from a infrastructure hit in Kuwait was billowing into a hospital. I can confirm that from someone who's on the ground. They were very concerned overnight into the early morning in Kuwait. So I pray for the people of Kuwait. They're stuck in the middle here. Most of the citizens of Kuwait are pro-Iran. I wouldn't say pro-Iran, they're pro-Shia. The ruling class of Kuwait is pro-Western. Okay, it's really bad. It's a bad, and so the civilians of Kuwait, although Iran doesn't really love doing this, are paying the price because pro-Western rulers in Kuwait and Bahrain are letting America attack Iran's civilians and infrastructure from their territory. Now here's a strike on Bahrain. Here's a Iranian Shahed drone just flying unimpeded over Bahrain. This was this morning in the Middle East, overnight in the U.S. Robson, it's so good to see you, my friend. God bless you. I missed you. Hi, Joyce. Yeah, we do have a bit of an escalation, Robson. I figured. Regarding Putin, this is what I've always felt with Putin. Putin was responsible, in my opinion, for Adnan Khashoggi's operation. Give me back my damn paintings. Do you understand? Part of the reason I'm so mad, I mean, I'm mad because they hurt the children and the animals. Don't get me started. But Adnan Khashoggi stole... Oh, look at... Was that a flying grape that just went above my head? Oh, that's the only thing in the world that would stop me from yelling about my paintings. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. The Soul Controller's here. Oh, God bless you, my friend. I missed you. How have you been? So, hold on. Where is that? Okay, so, a soccer ball. I'm wearing my Argentina Messi jersey. All right. So, if you put the exclamation point of paintings in the chat, you're going to find out that the KGB SVR operation that I believe was headed by Adnan Khashoggi, who was the predecessor of Epstein and Maxwell, that whole point was to control the West. You know, the KGB, you've probably seen the interview with the KGB agent. He talked about, you know, we can watch it. Let me just talk about this before we go back to war updates. Let me just give my fellow Americans an explanation. KGB agent, how to destroy America. And this is a classic piece of news footage, so and I just want you all to be aware of like how Putin thinks. All right, I don't have time to watch the full hour-long interview he did. I just want the clip where he's like gives a warning to America. Where can we watch it? Where is it? Let's see. How can we watch this? Why don't they just have like the warning part? Alright. I just want a clip of it. I don't want the whole thing. Here we go. Facebook. I don't want to watch it on Facebook. Why is it not on YouTube? Is this video just not something that's on YouTube? I'll watch it on Facebook. Hold on. The only place I could get this is on Bing Video. Okay.
My father was, he's on the
it's on
left
YouTube.
here. My father was officer of the General Staff of the Soviet Army. He was inspector of land forces, Soviet troops stationed in countries like Mongolia, Cuba, East European countries. This is the picture take entrance of my Institute of Oriental Languages. It's a part of Moscow State University. As every Soviet student, I was quote-unquote volunteering for harvesting grain in Kazakhstan. By the end of my training in school, I was recruited by the KGB. This picture was taken on that day, and you can see again how happy it feels to be recruited by the KGB. Pay special attention to number of bottles on the table. One of my functions was to keep foreign guests permanently intoxicated the moment they land at Moscow airport.
Pay attention.
In 1967, the KGB attached me to this magazine, Look magazine. A group of 12 people arrived to USSR from the United States to cover the 50th anniversary of October Socialist Revolution in my country. From the first page to the last page, it was a package of lies.
Now, he goes on to explain, you should watch this interview. It's with Yuri Bezmenov. You can find it. You will find that in that video, he explains exactly how to brainwash a nation. It takes 3 generations. You have to turn them against themselves. You have to plant, you have to control the politicians with blackmail. You have to create artificial social divide by seeding fake, like, nonsensical, like, racial conflicts. That's the biggest one. They studied this, the KGB, and it's Putin's methodology. He took control of this country. He did. Through his blackmail network. I know what he did. A lot of them are politicians. Got a taste and they liked it and then they were stuck, and that's disgusting. All right, where's the honor, where's the dignity in doing that? They sold out our country and they tried to blame everybody else in the world except for the man who was responsible, which is Vladimir Putin, because he learned that stuff back in his time in the SVR and the KGB, or however the naming nomenclature went from the Soviets to the Russians. He consolidated his power after Perestroika, took out all the oligarchs, and by 2008, well, he used the Moscow theater siege and the apartment bombings to do that. And by 2008, Putin consolidated power in the Duma, became president for life. I can't talk, and I don't want to talk too much else about how the U.S. tried to stop that, but they failed. All right? And this madman blackmailed our political class for years, because all of them got a taste for kids, and it's disgusting. Frankly, I'm disgusted. They should all resign. They should leave America immediately. If you've ever hurt a kid, or an animal, or worship Baal, or Moloch, or whatever the hell you call those demons, leave. You sold us out to the Ruskies. Damn commies. Listen, you put me in office, alright? I won't go full Joseph McCarthy, but I will go full hunting commies in the trade unions in the 30s. Oh yeah, we're gonna purge them. Not like through sentencing. We're gonna ideologically purge the commies out of government because they're subservient to the Russians. Yep, it was Putin. He stole my country. Nobody knows it yet. Everybody thinks the Epstein files was Israel. Are you kidding me? Come on. Step your game up. KGB blackmail up. Good morning. It's the defender of the Great Lakes himself. It is Water Under the Fridge. I hope you're doing well. God bless you, my friend. Our super chat goal is in honor of you today. And someone earlier let us all know that they are defending the little lakes, which are as important as the big lakes. Thank you, Buzzman. Yeah, so my point is, I have really thought about this a lot, and I've put it together, which is the Soviet Union, although it did collapse. If you read Kessler's Darkness at Noon, the political form of communism was not the control structure. It was the secret police. Stalin set up a very totalitarian form of dictatorship. It could have called itself communism, Stalinism, non-capitalism. It could make up any Marxism, make up any name you want for it. It was just appropriating that ideology to centralize dictatorial control. That's what why do you think the CIA funded Animal Farm? Why do you think George Orwell worked for MI6? Why do you think 1984 was so prescient in its critique of Soviet communism? Why do you think Kessler wrote Darkness at Noon? Why do you think the American intelligence community funded the, I now know the answer is multifaceted, funded the avant-garde art movement in the 60s? Somewhat money laundering, but also to take out Soviet communism. Not because it was communist, although that's a problem, but because Stalin's form of communism compared to Trotsky's or Lenin's was way more focused on Russia and the Soviet Union. He wasn't an internationally expansionist communist. That was the difference. Trotsky believed in world revolution. Stalin believed in run the country you're in. All right? A little bit of an expansionist view towards Europe, but mostly his form of communism was centered on make your country strong. Very, 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 very strong. And then you can deal with the other countries. Lenin and Trotsky had we need to rise up in every country and unite under a global world, whatever the hell they called it, workers' revolution. That is why Stalin came to power and was friendly with the U.S. for a little bit. Because he did what we wanted. He took out the most threatening form of communism. Therefore, when he really took power and became the enemy, we just used the label of communism to invoke fear about him. The actual thing that made him dangerous was totalitarian, dictatorial control, mass psychological propaganda, blackmail, secret police, etc. What do you think Putin does? And who do you think his primary enemy is? You think he's attacking us with planes and missiles? No. All he did was control our political apparatus and try to make us destroy ourselves. No dice, Mr. Putin. I know it's you. I know who I'm really up against. All right, Professor Moriarty may as well be Vladimir Putin. That's why you got to elect me president. Put me in a room with him. Well, I'm not touching nothing he touches. I'm staying 20 feet from that man. I don't trust him for a second. He's a demon. He uses plutonium. He uses Novichok. Please, he'll kill you and you won't even know what happened. It'll be 3 weeks later. You'll be dead. And he'll have done it. Yeah, Stalin was kind of a puppet. Not a puppet, more just willing to present the artificial veneer of opposition to actually enable a certain form of international sort of transnational financial control. It's very complicated. Although these networks that were involved with Stalin absolutely were interested in benefiting the intelligence operatives that they were running and vice versa, what ended up happening was they ended up being as subservient to those intelligence operations. I'm talking about the country, the political branches of Russia. They ended up being taken over by their own intelligence communities, and then those intelligence communities, by running the Russian state, took over America under the veneer. That's why our democracy is screwed 6 ways from Sunday. It's literally the Soviet plan to collapse the American empire internally, using our own people against us. That's why these democratic socialists who talk about destroying the American empire, oh, you put me in office? Listen. If you are an enemy of the United States and you are working for the Russians to destroy the country you live in, okay, you have to leave. You have to leave. I'm sorry. We have other people who would actually come and defend the country and love this country. You have to leave. So that's why I'm so worried. I think they have people here, a lot of liberals. The Russians have infected the Democratic Party. You don't understand. The liberals, for whatever reason, love Russia. Listen, I don't know if it's the money or whatever. Dude, they just want to wrap Putin up and just take everything he'll give them and do anything he wants. That's why I think the Democrats are behind like a lot of the Epstein stuff. Sure, some Republicans did it, but dude, liberals love commies. They love dictatorships. I'm sorry, some of you liberals are like, wait, that's not me. I know. Not all of you are like that. But liberals love nothing more than a commie dictator. And I think a lot of our liberals sold us out. And I'm mad. Damn commies. People thought I was kidding with my, Pete Bunnytal being anti-communist. No, that's what he was really talking about. He knows some of the people in this country sold us out. So anyway, don't get me started about Putin. Well, you can get me started, that's fine. But I have a lot of thoughts, all right, about what Russia did to my democracy, and it's over now. That whole op is blown. The whole thing, from top to bottom, all the judges, all the cops, all the prosecutors, all the working girls, all the working boys, everybody knows. Everybody knows. So all of them are afraid to do their jobs. And therefore Putin's lost his grip, and therefore Ukraine's getting armed. I loathe Vladimir Putin with every bone in my body. He is public enemy number one to the United States. And it's far long overdue that he gets his comeuppance in the form of a national unified opposition to what he's done to my beautiful republic. Him, single-handedly. Please, that Cambridge spy ring, the one near Harvard, those 14 people, please. The actual Russian influence op was the blackmail op. They got judges, they got cops, they got prosecutors, they got defense attorneys, they got politicians. Everybody who writes laws and sets policy they went after, and they got a lot of them. Because a lot of my colleagues in the political arena are, to put it lightly, evil, selfish, and apparently into kids, which is disgusting. How do you even wake up in the morning when you have a taste for children? What the hell, dude? Go away. Go live somewhere else, please. Why are you still here? Why are you in this country? Leave. Don't go live on an island. Okay, you don't get to live on islands. Go live in the Siberian wilderness, very far away from children, and you can't reproduce. Seriously, if you have a taste for children, do not reproduce. Do us all a favor. Do not reproduce. And frankly, leave America. I can't believe some of them. This happened because some of them, I'm talking about my colleagues in politics, got a taste for kids. We ended up sold out to the Ruskies. Disgusting. Disgusting. Alright. I told you. Alright, we're back. Hello. I don't know if people understand. I wasn't just trained in philosophy. I was trained in political science. And when I was at Boston College, listen, I don't know if, I'm sure you realize this. If you get trained in political science at Boston College, you are not going to like communism. All right? From the jump. From the first day you walk into Foundations of Political Theory, you are not going to like communism. You're going to hate it. By the time you're in graduate school, you're going to be trained by the foremost experts on the Soviet Union in the country. And they all hated communism. The people that I met in that political science department, I can't even believe some of the stuff that I know about the Soviet Union and the inner machinations of the intelligence world in that country because of those academics. Not to mention my interest in the way American intelligence and vice versa, double agents, triple agents, I know all of that. And when you're in a political science department with the people who were there, you're going to learn all sorts of interesting stuff. When I went to the UK, my professors were from Sandhurst. Let me tell you a hypothetical story. So one time, apropos of nothing, I was in a class. I think we were in Oxford. I don't remember. We were in this like round conference room. It was really cool. It was so I think it was Oxford. The classrooms there, like it was kind of like a standalone building that was circular. And then the classroom was on the second floor, but it was a 360-degree glass paned window. So you're like you're in like a room. It's a classroom, but you're looking out on everything, and they can't see in because Oxford is very low. There's no tall buildings. You're looking down, and you're in this fully glass. It's not that big. It's probably like 50 feet in circumference, but it's just the strangest classroom. So it's definitely Oxford. Hypothetically, someone says to me, I got in a very interesting conversation about the Negev Desert, as I am wont to do. This was like 2009. I think this guy's probably dead, so I can tell this story. So, this nice man and I are talking. He was the professor. And we were talking about the Negev Desert in Israel, as one is wont to do. And we were talking about the Jack and Mac special relationship, and we were analyzing the development of Trident and Polaris and dual key technology. Now, for various reasons, I was very interested in the Negev Desert. And I started a conversation with the professor in class about the Negev. And the professor is like, well, you know, my redacted really likes bird watching. Oh, wow, what a weird time for a frame drop. We're going to hold off for the frame drop. I'm telling the bird watching story. It's happening. You can't stop me. I'm telling the bird watching story. I'll wait through the frame drop. We're back. So he's telling this story, and he says, my redacted really likes bird watching. You know, just a big fan of bird watching. They just love bird watching. And wouldn't you know it, there is this one bird that only lives in the Negev Desert in Israel. Now, for whatever reason, all of these bird watching enthusiasts from around the world, they can't complete. Hold on, we're having a frame drop. This is such a good story, too. I use an RTMP client, so it sometimes just drops frames on the back end. All these countries around the world, all these people, when they're bird watching, they have this list they have to complete. And the list has this bird on it, and they all have to go with binoculars to the Negev Desert to make sure they get the last bird on the list. All right, frames. What is going on here? Do we have some kind of like interference in the electrical signals of the world? I normally do not have this many frame drops. It's not the internet either. I'm watching videos on the internet. It's actually the frames going up to the server. So anyway, I wanted to wait for that to pass. It went for like 10 minutes. But yeah, if I start going on Putin, I'll tell you the whole history. I really like perestroika. I don't like it. I analyze it and rip it apart because I don't like what happened to my country. A lot of people who study the fall of Soviet communism view it as bittersweet. Oh, by the way, I think this is a good sort of segue. Here's what Moscow looks like this morning. Moscow time. It was actually about midnight last night in the U.S., about 10 hours ago. It's more nighttime in Moscow now. So this is what the residents of Moscow woke up to this morning. This is a supply and logistics depot that gets like food and things out to the front for soldiers, for Russia. Yikes. This burned for hours. This is Moscow too. This is not some obscure province far from the capital. This is the Russian capital this morning, Russian time. It's a very big facility too. It's called Wildberries. That's the name of it. It's almost like the size of that fire.
Да,
It's
походу. Ну,
almost
один корпус
impossible to
точно
explain.
сильно прямо огонь до неба там.
I mean, that thing is like a mile tall. I don't know what they hit. How do you set
Да,
something on
походу.
fire
Ну, один
that
корпус
much?
точно сильно прямо огонь до неба
I
там.
can't tell if it was drones or missiles. Probably drones. This is not some. I mean, there's been a lot of escalation in the Russia-Ukraine war. I think people who followed the war closely will know. But Ukraine is starting. I'm telling you, just look at it with your own eyes. Ukraine. This is the Russian capital of Moscow. It's an oblast, so it's a big like province, but it's still the Russian capital. I mean, every single person in Moscow, these people are just very close, but every person in Moscow can see this. Look at that. That's incredible. What is burning? What is blowing up in there? And I've covered a lot of war footage. I'm sorry, I've never seen anything like that. I'm not over exaggerating this. I've never in my life seen a fire that big. Anywhere, ever. That fire is bigger. I mean, I hope you understand. That fire is bigger than like city blocks. Both fires are easily a city block. In width, not to mention height. They're taller than skyscrapers. I mean, that's, oh my God. Oh, that is more smoke than any fire I have ever seen in my life. I didn't actually realize. I knew we were going to look at this footage because I saw the hit on Moscow a few hours ago. I had no idea it was this bad. Oh my word. You might be looking at like once in a lifetime footage. I just don't understand how you can cause that much damage at once. I'm actually astounded. I've seen a lot of bombs fall in a lot of places. Now, I understand it's like a warehouse with supplies, but how do you cause a fire like that? And please correct me if I'm wrong, because I know we see a lot of footage, so maybe you'll be like, no, Grant. Remember when, like, this depot got hit? You know, no. I have never... I mean, if Ukraine makes a habit out of this, that's a whole different ball game, I'll tell you that. Okay. Hold on. Why is it doing this? Okay. Hold on. Google. Okay, where's Google? No, I don't really know how to do this. Hold on a second. Why can't I just click a number like I did before? Oh, okay, hold on. No, hold on. Thank you. Wow. So I need to tell you all something that's going to come up more and more. There is, I don't know why it's happening. I really don't. There must be some developments that I'm going to have to talk to my community rep. There's a new, I'm not going to talk about the details, but there's a new security check on YouTube. I'm impressed. I just want to say I'm very impressed. I don't know why they rolled it out. It will cause a little bit sort of a delay from time to time in stream. But yeah, I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed by the level of real-time security they have. Even me, who somewhat knows a little bit about that, I'm blown away. You have to be you. If you are streaming, and I don't know if this is going to roll up for everyone, you absolutely have to be you. Wow. I mean, that's great. I'm thrilled. I really like it. I just can't believe it. I thought it was more like a glitch. No, you have to be you if you are streaming. And you need to, like, be there actively. No, it is not as simple as that at all. They really make sure it's you, which is great. It's automated. It's not a person doing it, but you have to actually be you when you're streaming, which I want. I don't want anyone to be able to like stream or like somehow get into it while I'm on it, which would be impossible anyway for other reasons, but I'm not getting into details. You should tell YouTube to send me notifications. So I've heard about this as like a recurring issue. Notifications like roll. If you want to get every notification, you got to go on to one of the videos on the channel, this one. You have to click the little bell, and then you want to set it to give you everything. It has different settings. Try that. Let me know if that works, my dear friend. And also, God bless you for your support of Towel Channel. But yeah, I don't know. Some changes. Definitely some changes for the best. But I gotta like adapt my streaming routine in light of this shift. Because it definitely throws me off when I have to do that. I have to really think for a second. Why are you getting so many? I just want to say God bless you to water under the fridge. So anyway, my name's Grant Smith Ellis. We'll get back to the war updates. I showed you what happened in Moscow. I think you got a pretty good sense of how bad it was in the Russian capital overnight. I don't know what to tell you. I kind of like got overwhelmed by the size of that fire. So, you know, take that for what you will. Even your hardened war reporter Tal was overwhelmed with that one. Alright, now I'm going to take you to the Kamir Bridge in Hormuzgan province in Iran last night. Bell for sure set to all. I get them like 8 hours late. Oh, interesting, water under the fridge. I'll bring it up. Thank you, my dear friend. You are wonderful. I'll send an email about that. I want to find out. It could just be the way they're changing their notification system. It could just be how they roll out. I don't know. There's a lot of activity on YouTube, I'll tell you that. It's definitely one of the most popular websites in the entire world. For good reason. They're great. I only stream here most of the time. I think YouTube is the best platform out there. They're very good to their creators. I think they provide very high-level community support. I've always been a fan. So God bless all of them. They work really hard, too. People don't realize how much administrative work goes into, like, YouTube as a platform functioning well. So I'm a big fan. This is the Hormuzgan province, Iran. Oh, and also those dancing goats that you've been able to send above my head and things like that. That's a new feature that they just rolled out. They worked really hard on that to be able to have the emojis go over the chat, and I think it's awesome. It's one of my favorite new features. So that's just an example. YouTube's always rolling unique things out. Some people get it first, like regions. I don't mean creators. Some regions get access to features before others, but overall, this year's been great. I think at YouTube, the features they've rolled out have been great. They actually invited me, not as a participant and things like that. I was not going to be playing. First of all, I'm disabled. I don't think I'd be that good at soccer anyway. But my point is, I was just invited to kind of go and be like and hang out and be in the area. I could not get down there, but they're great. I think they're great. So God bless the people of YouTube. I don't think they get enough thanks. They take a lot of like flack because there's so many channels, but they have great response time. Even on like YouTube, I've seen people have issues on X. I've seen people like have an issue, like their channel will get like flagged for like they had to cover a trial and it will like show something in evidence that they're not supposed to show. And in the YouTube terms, it says if you're covering something in the public interest, military, court, whatever, you have to like tell them, but there's an exception to the TOS. And they respond, and they'll be like, yeah, we looked this up, we kicked this up the chain, you should be all set. On X, too, so kudos to them. Here's a footage from Bushehr province in Iran overnight, where that's not a damaged Iranian oil well, it's off-gassing. That's 2 ballistic missiles in a pretty, stunning photographic shot behind the oil well. So it's an Iranian oil well functioning with 2 ballistic missiles behind it. That's incredible. Maybe we're seeing a lot of once in a lifetime footage, but yeah, you're not going to see that very often either. Clashes being reported in southern Lebanon. Thank you very much, Valhalla. I will keep us up to date on the airstrikes. We need to somewhat go through last night. I've been meandering, and it's only because I'm a little pensive as to what's going to happen today. Here's 3 more missiles launched from Bushehr. This was this morning in Iran during the waves of attacks on Kuwait. That's what it looks like when Iran sends their missiles up from... If you were a citizen in Iran, you'd be able to look and see that. Now they hide the geolocation so that America can't strike the launch sites, but it doesn't matter. Even if you strike their launch sites, they just move to the next tunnel. Now I'm going to take you to Mufaq Salti Air Base in Jordan. If you are just getting caught up, I'm going to show you the intercepts overnight, or the hits overnight that were most serious in Jordan, because of the inability of the American interceptors to stop new precision, hypersonic, Iranian medium-range intercontinental ballistic missiles. Hello, Nancy and Abbotsford. Allow me to give you your towel wrench. Good morning, welcome to Towel News. We are getting caught up overnight where multiple U.S. positions have been struck, including the U.S. base, the Mufaq Salti Air Base in Jordan. I'm going to show you the footage that is the most concerning and is being completely blacked out on American news. Watch the Iranian hypersonic missiles in Jordan last night shred our interceptors. It's like, come on. The media is just failing us again. That's why Towel News exists. How are you going to let our soldiers take those hits and not tell us? How are you going to make it so that the only way people can learn is through this? You can't do this to our population. You got to tell us the reality on the ground. Yeah, we got hit hard. Those were brutal. Did you see it dodge? Did you see those missiles dodge through 8 to 10 interceptors, maybe 15, easily? And there's another one coming, I'm pretty sure, because this footage is not over. There it is. All right. That's a very bad sign. Iran has been trying to say, and no one believes Iran when they say it, to their peril, by the way. But Iran has been trying to say, we upgraded and we have weapons we haven't shown you yet. Watch this missile dance. Watch the next one. Even bigger. Again, watch those missiles dance through the interceptors. It just cuts it like butter. Those are our interceptors. Interceptor, 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 interceptor. Shreds them. That interceptor literally fell out of the sky. It didn't stand a chance. So, I don't know, folks. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why they're hiding this from you. It makes me more concerned that they're not telling you about this, frankly. If they would at least just tell people, then, I would feel like, well, they're telling us, okay? No. Nope. Nope. Now I'm going to show you another bridge. 5 bridges have now been destroyed in Bandar Abbas and Al-Awaz, isolating the eastern and southern regions of Iran. You're looking at a picture from overnight. Water Under the Fridge says, asking for truth in war reports is a big ask, Grant. That's why we are all here, since you are good at getting through the fog. God bless you, Water Under the Fridge. I know. God bless you, my friend. Long live the memory of Ida Tarbell. Maybe I'm just pining for an era that never existed. Maybe it was just a brief, as William Manchester would say, maybe it was just a brief shining moment where journalism was what Ida Tarbell was doing. I don't know. I just want to ask for more. I want my colleagues to expect better of themselves and the profession. It's a vocation, really, if you're doing it right. By the way, Saudi Arabia was hit for the first time since the 40-day war overnight. American bases in Saudi Arabia. Here's the footage. Not a word I like, Mishigama. I'll say it if we get to that point, but not now. South African rugby is winning over Wales 14-0. That was my last towel update that I got. Hold please. Hold please. There's jet activity right now over Bandar Abbas. Hold please. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. I'm going to show you Saudi Arabia's Prince Sultan Air Base again being hit, but hold please. There is jet activity over Bandar Abbas. Hold please. I have no new footage coming in from Kuwait. There is to be a statement released by Mohattab Khomeini, the supreme leader of Iran, in the coming moments. New. Iran has struck a American ship in the Jebel Ali port in southeastern UAE. I don't have the time. Okay, hold please. This could be a very active afternoon. Jordan was hit. Kuwait was hit in the past hour. Hold, please. I'm going to show you the daytime hits. This is Saudi Arabia yesterday. I don't think Iran is losing, Mohammed. So good to see you, my dear friend. God bless you. I would say Iran is about to unleash a very strong message if they don't stop getting attacked. And I don't think America is going to stop attacking them. I have the latest statement from the IRGC incoming. And then I have footage from Erbil overnight. Okay, that was Saudi Arabia. I showed you the hits on Jordan. Okay, here are last night's launches from Kuwait towards Iran. That's a HIMARS launch. ACT, AMS. I don't remember the exact acronym. Okay, here was Kuwait in the morning. This was about 12 hours ago, so it was early. I was still awake. It was about 10 p.m. Eastern last night, but it was early today, Saturday, in Kuwait. Remember, they're about 7 hours ahead. Here is what the sirens sounded like on the ground in Kuwait. Kuwait was hit multiple times in a row, over and over and over. Kuwait was hit very hard this morning. This was Kuwait this morning, okay? This was the sounds of one wave. That was Kuwait this morning. Here's another round of sirens in Kuwait this morning. The reason I show you this footage, by the way, is so you can see what it is like on the ground. You're going to read a lot of people saying things, but for us, the best verification is the footage and a timestamp, and that's how we approach this. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to show you the Hormozgan Bridge on the Minab Rudan Road, which was destroyed overnight in Iran. This is near Bandar Abbas and Minab.
اوکی وای 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 کل مسیر 24 میناب درای میناب سرزه بره دوباره خطرناک موقع دوباره بزن الکی نگه
Bandar Abbas last night in Iran. The result of an American strike, multiple bridges destroyed. Another piece of footage from Bandar Abbas. America isolating the south and east of Iran, destroying bridges at a pace unlike anything. Province Iran being hit last night. Okay, now let me take you through the timeline of yesterday. Alright, so we're basically ready to now go through the timeline. So it started with an Iranian attack on the American position in Saudi Arabia. Here's footage of that launch from on the ground in Iran, either towards Saudi Arabia or Kuwait or Bahrain yesterday. Alright, so this is the overview of the U.S. strikes last night. I'm going to give it to you now. British reporter Tal, would you be so kind?
Conversation. From the last 2 to 3 hours.
Sources may be biased.
From the last 2 to 3 hours. The US continues with terrorism and war crimes. The US struck another bridge, possibly multiple bridges, on the highway linking Kerman to Hormozgan. US Navy murdered several Iranian civilians when they were on the Rudin Bridge in southern Iran tonight. Iran, for the first time in 4 months, struck a US base, the PSAB, in Saudi Arabia. Iran is heavily bombing US bases in Jordan, with Iranian missiles evading Patriot PAC-3 anti-AD systems with ease. Heavy missiles attacks against targets inside Bahrain and Kuwait too. Iran struck a US-linked ship in the Indian Ocean, with anti-ship cruise missiles. 2 ships were struck by Iranian naval mines after taking an illegal route in the Strait of Hormuz. Footage shows Iranian missiles striking US Muwafaq al-Salti AB in Jordan.
Okay, we've seen that footage. I'll show you what looks like one new clip. Here's the hits on American positions in Jordan last night. We were hit again today. It is very bad. Here's the footage from Jordan. This was overnight. The daytime hits are much worse. You're looking at Iranian hypersonics shredding like 15 US interceptors. Look at those things dart and dodge. Look at those hypersonics. We don't stand a chance. I'm sorry. We can't protect our people. What are we doing? Look at that. Look at it with your own eyes. That's not a Ferris wheel. Those are US interceptors desperately trying to stop a precision Iranian medium-range ballistic hypersonic intercontinental ballistic missile and failing twice in a row with 15 of them. So if you find out over the next few days that things have gotten really bad, I need to tell you it is because we cannot stop their missiles. And they are hitting our soldiers. We cannot stop them. No matter what, we could throw up 25 interceptors. We're not going to be able to stop them. Alright, now I'm going to take you through some more footage. Here's the bridge from Kerman province to Hormozgan province. It's called the Gelgoga Bridge, okay, which is after Ganu in Bandar Abbas and Sarza Rudan Road. Okay, this is the bridge.
سلامستان عزیز راننده سیرجونی اصلا سمت بندر نه هم گلوگاه زدن درات
He says don't come towards the port, the bridge is destroyed.
دو تا گلوگاه زدن هم پل بعد گلوگاه اصلا بندر نه همه واسیدن بعد گلوگاه.
Alright. Need to make sure there wasn't any other updates. So yes, it started in Yazd, okay, yesterday with a wave of American strikes. While that was happening, okay, I want to show you the Iranian strikes for 3 hours on the Kurdish opposition. All right, now here's the attack on missile sites on Garash Road in Lar. This was Iran last night. Yeah, I don't know if that laser interceptor thing is actually real. Here's what was hit overnight by Iran, in Iran by the U.S. Surik, Bandar Abbas, Keshem, Bushehr, and Avaz. Okay, and Iran, for its part, before everything kicked off in Victory 2, here was the statement.
Conversation. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, has announced the launch of the 17th wave of Operation Victory 2, claiming to have carried out a series of strikes against American targets in Bahrain. In a statement, the IRGC claims to have destroyed several American drones over the sea off the coast of Bahrain. It also claims the destruction of a major artificial intelligence center, described as being used by the United States to support their military operations and the targeting of objectives. According to the statement, the attack was carried out using several ballistic missiles and dozens of drones. The IRGC has furthermore issued a new warning to Washington, stating that any American attack against Iranian transportation infrastructure would result in strikes against the main industrial, technological, informational, and artificial intelligence-related assets belonging to American companies in the region, regardless of the country where they are located. Finally, the statement asserts that states hosting American military bases in the Middle East will be considered by Tehran as parties to the conflict and accomplices in the war crimes attributed to the United States.
So that was the IRGC statement before everything kicked off last night. Okay, so that was basically the transition from yesterday in yesterday's coverage to what happened overnight. Now I'm going to show you, Standing Stones, my friend, God bless you, and God bless you, water under the fridge. Standing Stone says, Towel Love, the best cub reporter from Boston, Grant Smith Ellis. I do my best, God bless you, Standing Stones. You're wonderful, my dear friend. Are you going to let me comment on Standing Stones? Oh, thank you. God bless you, Standing Stones. Save the goats, and also say hello to the puppy for me. God bless the puppy. We love the puppy. Standing Stone's a little puppy. He's a nice little puppy. Very nice. He has to go out sometimes, but he's a nice puppy. We love the puppy. The little wildflower. That was a very nice emoji. Alright, so I took you through this morning. So that was basically kind of like a backwards version of how things played out last night. There were some sirens in Kuwait, rounds and rounds of sirens starting at 5 a.m. local time today. Get no made. There we go. Okay, now, this was the statement from CENTCOM at the end of yesterday's attacks. Would you be so kind, British reporter Tao?
Conversation.
Try again.
Conversation.
Oh, Miss FAFO, thank
New
you
by
so
US
much.
CENTCOM. US forces ended the 7th consecutive night of strikes against Iran on July 17th at p.m. ET. US
9:30.
Central Command, CENTCOM, hit surveillance sites, military logistics infrastructure, underground weapons storage, and maritime capabilities. US forces employed fighter aircraft, aerial drones, and warships in addition to other assets. CENTCOM continues to hold Iran accountable at the Commander-in-Chief's direction while fully enforcing a naval blockade against Iranian ports. More than 50,000 American service members are operating across the Middle East and remain vigilant, lethal, and ready.
That was about the number during the war. Now I'm going to show you the footage from CENTCOM released overnight, clipped by Towel News. It is loud. Sound warning. Oh, God bless you, Nurse of Interest. We hit our goal. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to Water Under the Fridge and Standing Stones and every other person who helped us meet our goal. You have just unlocked what I think is a very special tradition, as you see footage of the American strikes on Iran last night. This is a very special tradition, okay, where you get to see a goat video, all right? Now, it does like me to start another goal because then it doesn't keep counting. But the point is, we have hit our goal. You have unlocked the most special form of Towel News celebration, which is goat videos. Hashtag Save the Goats. Water under the fridge is going to be in heaven. All right, this is a very special moment for people who like goats. For our dear friend Mimi, we hope she's been well. We love her dearly. She has a little baby goat. All right. Now let me, if you would be so kind, let me get our goats. All right, I got to go find them. I have to manually find the goats. It's true. It's true. I have to manually find them. Now, when we hit our Super Chat goal, whenever it may be, you get a moment of mental decompression barring some kind of emergency. And today's moment of decompression is a goat. Okay, it's a video of goats. They're very nice goats. We love our goats. They were displaced from southern Lebanon. Then they returned to southern Lebanon. They were displaced on March 9th, 2026. We hope that they are safe. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your reward. God bless you all for supporting Towel Channel. I am a man of my words, and when I say I will provide you videos of goats, I mean it. Look at those goats. Look at them. Look at them. Those goats were displaced. Now wait, there's a surprise at the end. If you like goats, and you like baby goats in particular, wait until the end. Now these goats had to flee their home in southern Lebanon. That's why we're going to build them goat bomb shelters. But look at the baby goats at the end and wait for... Now look at the doggy. See, he's protecting his goats. There's some sheep in there too. But wait for it. Now look at that baby goat. He's a little lame. He's limping. But he's okay. He's hanging out. He's just bringing up the rear. Now, look at the surprise at the end. If you're saying, is that a baby goat riding a horse? Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a baby goat riding a horse. Yes, his shepherd is protecting him. That little baby goat, he can't be walking. He's a little too tired. So he gets a ride on the horse. Look at him. He's like, yeah, this is a life. I may not be in my home in South Lebanon, but I'm on a horse. Look at him. Look at him. He is a baby goat on a horse. I know. These are our goats. We were really, really worried about them because they got displaced from southern Lebanon. Now, I have some good news. I don't know if it's the same herd of goats. Oh, and of course, here's a picture from Carly Kramer. She really likes that we talk about the goats. I saw her post on Twitter and say she loved that the goats got a reference. So Carly posted some goats. There they are. They're great goats. Look at that picture. Standing Stone sends me pictures of goats all the time. They're great. I love goats. Now, we're not going to talk about the goats who misbehaved and destroyed a house in southern Lebanon because we like goats. So we're going to do some propaganda for the goats and not show you the fact that they kind of used a home in southern Lebanon as a bathroom during the war. Listen, desperate times call for desperate measures if you're a goat, apparently. Anyway, this, now taking you forward to June 15th, here is the parade of goats back into southern Lebanon. Now, I don't know if it's the same goats. I don't know if it's our goats. I don't know if there's any baby goats. But there you go. Look at them. That's June 15th. Yes, I track the movement of goats in southern Lebanon. Don't ask too many questions. I use my powers for good. I use my open source intelligence powers to track herds of goats to ensure they get to return to southern Lebanon. Don't ask too many questions. Yes, of course the dog's helping the goats. Goat life. There you go. Thank you, Nurse of Interest. I think I'd be a great towel president. Every country in the world, when they came to visit me, would get goats. I would you know how China has panda diplomacy? Screw them, commies. We're having goat-based diplomacy. And countries around the world are going to be like, do you even have a lot of goats? And I'm going to be like, you know what? You know what? That's not the point. Do you want your goat or not? Your ambassador cannot come to the United States or get his papers, his plenipotentiary status, unless you accept this damn goat. So stop asking questions. That's what I'll tell him. I've thought about this a lot. I'm going to have a whole bureau of my government dedicated to giving goats to foreign dignitaries and then baffling them. All right, taking you to less positive news coming out of our mental decompression break. I'm going to now show you footage from the daytime. All right, how many hours back do we have to go? Okay, here we go. Here's a summary of what happened overnight. Okay. And then, did we do this one already? No, we did not. And then I'm going to show you the daytime strikes and the damage in Iran
Conversation.
during the daytime.
Here is a summary of what happened last night in Iran. Several American strikes are reported to have targeted facilities in Iran since 3 a.m. Tehran time. Among the sites mentioned are the entrances and exits of the
Sorry,
Shahid Mirzai
breaking,
tunnel in Bandar
breaking,
Abbas, the
sorry,
missile base in
breaking.
Al-Ali in Karamab.
Sorry, breaking. I have a statement from the Supreme Leader of Iran, Mohammad Khamenei. I'm going to have this read out to you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a statement from the leader of the Iranian Islamic Republic, Mohammad Khamenei. Breaking. This is 60 seconds old. You're hearing it first on Towel News. Go ahead, British reporter.
Among the
Towel.
sites mentioned are the
Show them how we do it.
Conversation. URGENT. Ayatollah Saeed Mujtaba Khamenei, leader of the Islamic Revolution. The violation of the agreement has once again proven the worthlessness and invalidity of a signature by the President of the United States of America. The Iranian people have unforgettable lessons for the American enemy. At the same time as this act of heroism, the farewell to the Iranian martyr Saeed. The repeated violation of promises by the Great Satan regarding the agreement signed between the presidents of Iran and the United States of America has once again shown this truth to everyone. That a signature by the President of the United States of America has no value and is invalid, and that arrogance, ambition, and savagery are inseparable elements of American principles and beliefs. Today, the Great Satan has once again revealed its true and unexaggerated face, making this dark experience of crime and betrayal another piece of evidence of America's lies, irrationality, unreliability, and malice. Now, as the American enemy seeks to ignite wars and bear exorbitant costs and lose even more credibility, it must know that the dear Iranian people and the resistance front have unforgettable lessons for it. And the heroism of the Islamic fighters and the courage of the people of the South in these days have shown examples of that. Part of the message from the Supreme Leader of the Revolution regarding the great heroism of the farewell to the Iranian martyr Saeed and clarification of important issues in the country.
There you go. Well, he basically declared it. Oh boy. Oh boy. He used the word the Great Satan. That's very bad. Expect them to attack immediately. Immediately. Here's what Erbil, by the way, looked like last night after 3 hours of Iranian attacks. This is Erbil in the north of Iraq. Yeah, Mishigama, I don't think he forgot. I think he's a little mad. Emergency broadcast. Wait a minute. Emergency broadcast. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Water Under the Fridge. Israel's going to do an emergency broadcast. What do you mean emergency broadcast? What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? It's Saturday. What are you doing? It's Shabbat. What is going on? I was just going to have some lunch. Oh no. Oh no. It's bad. It's bad. Oh no. What do you want me to tell you? I don't know what to tell you. It's bad. I'm going to get the live stream. Hold, please. Hold, please. I need to get the I-24 live feed. Hold, please. Thank you for your understanding and your patience as I navigate various things on Towel News. Getting the I-24 feed is not as easy as you think. You can get it. They do have a decent English translation, but you got to know what you're doing. All right, I hear there might be an emergency speech in Israel. Who the hell knows what Benjamin Netanyahu is going to say? I don't control the news. I just tell you what's going on. I would have, not had this been an emergency, thing. I don't know what to tell you. They told the news networks to get ready to take his speech. I'll bring you over there as soon as I can. They're making me turn my ad blocker off on this I-24 site. I turn it off on YouTube. Of course, turn your ad blockers off on YouTube. A great way to help your favorite channels. I don't want to use my ad blocker. I just told you to turn it off. This is absurd. This is very unhelpful. How dare you? I'm waiting for the Prime Minister's emergency speech. All right, I got it. It's not live yet, but I have a way to fix this. I have a plan. This news station runs a very annoying check your browser to make sure it's not running an ad blocker. And my ad blocker's all made. But if he does start speaking, you just let me know. I'll be ready. We will probably be able to take it. Why? Wait a minute. Why is Khamenei putting out a statement and then Bibi's about to speak too? This is not good. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. War reporter towel. It doesn't want to sugarcoat it. I have concerns. This is bad. On a scale of 1 to bad, this is bad. Hopefully Bibi says, he's stepping down. He's relinquishing power. He's given up. He's going to go pine for the fjords. A 50-second advertisement? Really? 50 seconds? That's the longest advertisement on a news stream I've ever heard of in my entire life. No wonder why they have an aggressive, script that tries to, detect your ad blocker. 50 seconds of ads? Wow. I didn't even know that was legal. Well, I suppose it's not illegal, but certainly delays me in being able to show you whether there's a speech going on from the Prime Minister. Yeah, who knows? I have no doubt Bibi can get in front of a camera. I'm more worried what he's going to say in front of the camera. That's my bigger concern. Well, at least you're with Towel News, so as the developments happen, we'll see them together. I'm a little concerned, but it hasn't started. So, okay, here we go.
It's also politically wise and geopolitically wise. And all these tough guys in these TV studios call me naive because there's no alternative and it's actually a good ratio and all this other nonsense. Because now everyone's upset about something that is even more strategic for Israel than getting rid of Hamas, which is that the U.S. support Israel and support the Palestinians more. Hamas or not Hamas, it almost doesn't matter. This is a catastrophe. And every time civilians are killed in Gaza, Israelis, if they don't care, and I think most of them do care, but even the ones who don't care, probably care about Israel losing support of the U.S. because that would be a strategic cataclysm, actually worse than Hamas remaining in power in Gaza, which is bad.
Well, I mean, I think that what you're saying has been reiterated by many journalists across the world right now. The basic, request for clear explanation from the Israeli army as to what is happening.
Sometimes you almost think journalists should be in power.
I don't know about that. But we're going to be turning now to Morocco. I'd like to thank both of you so much for joining us in the studio. Morocco has just signed an agreement to join the International Stabilization Force for Gaza if it ever comes to fruition. And you might recall that Morocco is an Abraham Accords country that normalized relations with Israel back in 2020.
Yes, I do. So I'm in a tough position because I don't speak Hebrew. Okay, so if any of you are in Israel and are watching I know some of you watch from there. If you're watching the news, I'm watching I-24's English coverage. It's not live. They're running B-roll from prior reports earlier in the hour. If Netanyahu speaks, they're probably going to cut in. Okay, this will have it translated to English for us. If you see him start speaking on another channel, let me know. I don't know what to make of this. I'm seeing it reported on my sources as well that all the networks in Israel were told to be prepared for an emergency statement. That's not first of all, it's Shabbat. Okay. Second, so that's a very abnormal thing to do on Shabbat. I hope you all understand. It's a very, you're not supposed to use technology. Some Jewish people do not use technology on Shabbat. Not everyone, but some don't. It's like a very holy day. Okay. You don't announce to the whole country on Shabbat, during Shabbat dinner, no less, that they have 10 minutes and you're going to give an emergency announcement. You throw off the whole day unless it's very, very important. So I am not in Israel. I do not speak Hebrew, but there are reports that the Israeli channels, of which I am not a member of, I don't speak Hebrew, I didn't get a message about this, so I can't confirm it. We're told that Bibi's going to give an emergency speech. We have to. That's correct, Falcon Eye, every Saturday. We have to now monitor this, because what if he's okay, we're going in? Well, all right, so we're going to watch I-24 English. This is live. They're playing recorded clips from their reports earlier in the day. They're actually talking about Morocco. We are going to sit here, and if they take Bibi's speech live, we are going to watch it. I only got the news of this 6 minutes ago. So I don't really know. I'm also not in, as I mentioned, Israel. So I don't speak Hebrew, and the Hebrew channels will be live. So if you are able to listen to those Hebrew channels and understand them, that would be great. If you could tell me if anyone's saying on a Hebrew channel, Benjamin Netanyahu is going to speak in like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I really need to know. Not for me, but I really just have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. So, yeah, if anybody speaks Hebrew, and or even if you're not in Israel but you speak Hebrew, if you just want to go on to the Hebrew language channels, I don't speak Hebrew, so I don't know what they're saying. And if you just want to see if they're saying, like, stay tuned for a speech from Benjamin Netanyahu, or if this is just chatter, I highly doubt it's chatter. Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. I'm monitoring very closely. I can't do anything else right now. I have to just sit here and monitor. So that's what I'm doing. Does anyone have a good feeling in the pit of their stomach? I don't know. Maybe someone had a good lunch, my dear friend, Chris. Maybe that made them feel better. I have not eaten today myself. I had a little snack. But, yeah, let's just say... Breaking. I-24 reports that this is 29 minutes ago, so I don't know what imminently means. I-24 puts out a report 29 minutes ago, this is why I'm on edge, saying broadcast networks have been notified by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office that emergency broadcasts may begin imminently. That's all I have for you. I wish I had more. I really wish I did. All I have for you is that as of now. So we're just going to sit here, okay? And if they cut in on the Israeli news with a speech by the Prime Minister translated to English, we're going to hear it live. I'm not moving. I'm not moving from that channel. We're going to sit here and we are going to watch. We don't need to listen. We don't need to listen to them. They're just analyzing from earlier in the hour. They're playing a replay. But I'm going to sit here. Who deleted 1-0 State fan? I saw it attributed to I-24, but I don't speak Hebrew. So what I really need is somebody who speaks Hebrew. If you could just let me know. If they're not saying anything about it in Hebrew on the channels, I would imagine they're not expecting this. If the Hebrew channels are saying they are, then yeah, they definitely are. But yeah, that's a problem. It's hard to speak Hebrew. It is. Ah, the reporter deleted it. Wow. 1-0 State fan, do you think it was BS, or do you think he was not supposed to report it? What's your read, my dear friend? You think maybe like it was just supposed to break in and the networks weren't supposed to say they were breaking in? They were just supposed to take it when it happened? He was giving the networks a heads up and then they leaked it? Channel 12 did that to BB before February 28th. They were ready to go on air. Yeah, no, 1-0 State fan, I have no doubt that the reporter deleted it, but is your read of it that the reporter, I didn't know if it was a he or a she, that the reporter wasn't supposed to say that? We're going to have to keep an eye on this. Yeah, and was the reporter with I-24? If so, yeah, I would keep a very close eye on things for at least the next few minutes. That's all right, Mike Johnson. I don't speak a lot of Hebrew. I think I used to play dreidel with my family growing up. Some of my family members are Jewish. And so I know, like, Shibble, Bet, Shin, Bit, Bet, Gimel. Just a very, very, very small amount from playing the dreidel game, which was fun. I liked the chocolate. It was good chocolate. Going live on... Yeah, I agree, Alvaro. After the fake apocalypse, can we please take a moment to reflect on how necessary this all was? I agree. I agree. After we made it through Y2K, why couldn't we just transition to a better world? All right. Well, all of that stress, I hope that it leads to nothing. I'd much prefer there just be nothing going on, than there be something serious going on. Let's just put it that way. All right. Here's the latest overview of the statement from the IRGC. About an hour lag here.
Conversation. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, released a statement claiming its latest strikes were carried out in direct response to recent US attacks on Iranian infrastructure. The IRGC...
Breaking. It appears a ship was just hit off the coast of Oman within the last 10 minutes.
The IRGC warned that any country...
Unconfirmed. No report by UK MTO as of yet.
The IRGC warned that any country hosting US forces used to conduct operations against Iran should expect a corresponding response, and urged those governments to activate their civil defense systems. According to the IRGC, its latest strikes targeted US military facilities across the Gulf, including Camp Arafjan and Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait, an intelligence site in Bahrain, and additional US-linked military targets in Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Qatar. Notably, the IRGC's warning could also apply to Israel, which has been used as a base for US military operations against Iran. Despite that, the current wave of retaliatory strikes has largely focused on US installations and partner nations in the Gulf rather than Israeli territory. Several Gulf states have also reported Iranian attacks affecting civilian infrastructure, including oil, electricity, water, and airport facilities. Kuwait has confirmed damage to critical infrastructure and injuries to emergency responders and oil sector workers. Bahrain has repeatedly activated air raid sirens as Iranian missiles and drones targeted the island, while Jordan and other regional partners have also reported intercepting Iranian attacks. The IRGC further claimed it killed US personnel, destroyed radar installations, and struck weapons maintenance and drone facilities. Those claims have not been verified. Iranian state and IRGC casualty claims have frequently been exaggerated or later contradicted by subsequent evidence and should be treated with caution until confirmed.
That's true. Okay, now I have a digest for you of the last hour. This is getting very intense, and I have this very bad feeling. Hopefully it leads to nothing. That's the best, when I have a concerning feeling that leads to nothing. I'm going to give you the digest for the last hour from MEO, Middle East Observer. Here's what they have to say.
Conversation. Digest, 1539 to 1640 Coordinated Universal Time. Iran's new leader of the revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Mojtaba Khamenei, gives his first major address, linked to the martyred commander's funeral. Says the US breach of the memorandum proved the worthlessness of the American president's signature, warns the enemy will be forced to retreat if Iran shows no weakness, and calls for national unity. Deadly Israeli strike hits an apartment in Gaza City's Al-Nasser neighborhood. 5 killed, including 3 children, family named as Adan Nasman, Abu Rattab, and relatives. Hebrew source claims he was a Hamas intelligence commander, Rast al-Maidan, Nablus Ger, al-Mayadin. Gaza Health Ministry, 4,328 martyrs, 12,227 injured from Israeli aggression, March 2 to July 17, 2026, Rast Akbar Shahaba. Renewed Israeli demolition operations east of Khan Yunis. Separate shootings, killings reported near Abu Hamid roundabout and in Al-Farousiya, Gaza, Al-Mayadin, Rast al-Maidan. Israeli army says it struck a Hezbollah drone cell near Tibnan, South Lebanon. Drones and shelling also reported at Ali al-Taha, Haras and between Hadatha and Haras, with 1 woman wounded, Nablus Ger, Rast Akbar Shahaba. Iranian editor Mokhtar Haddad claims US VP Vance sought joint Iran-US control of the Strait of Hormuz during Islamabad talks, Al-Mayadin. Israel's I-24 says Israel is involved in US talks on possibly expanding the Iran campaign, unconfirmed. Reports of an attack on Zahedan, Iran denied as false, Rast Akbar Shahaba. Also, large fire near Havat Gilad settlement destroys 13+ homes, forces evacuation, settler fires reported near Nablus, Sinjar town sealed off by Israeli forces.
There you go, that's your update over the last hour. MEO is really good with those digests. Alright, I'm telling you that a ship has been hit off the coast of Oman. Okay? Iran has hit a ship, and then it goes to attacks on Iran, and then it continues. Now I'm going to show you from the air the footage of the Moscow hit by Ukraine overnight. I think China said no nukes to Putin. Okay, now I'm going to take you to Kuwait this morning, where a desalinization plant is burning. This is Kuwait this morning, maybe this afternoon, about 3 hours ago. Kuwait. Perhaps you're right, Star Child. War is hell after all. These are the latest scenes from Kuwait today. Now I'm going to show you the Mufak Salti Air Base in Jordan, which is burning this morning. Hold on, let me turn down that. This is the American base in Jordan during the daytime today, Saturday, July 18th, 2026. That's the American base in Jordan, Mufak al-Salti base, this morning. Okay, now I'm going to show you a scene, a pretty incredible scene from a Jordanian influencer who was recording while a Iranian strike hit today.
أجواء عالمية حرب والله حرب والله حرب يعني واحنا ما دخلنا بالحرب يعني طيب احنا ايش دخلنا؟ احنا دخلنا وننام علينا ثروة الصبح يعني أجواء
Dude flexing. Talk about flexing for the gram. I mean, he's given the term a new meaning right there.
حرب يعني واحنا ما دخلنا بالحرب يعني طيب احنا ايش دخلنا؟ احنا دخلنا وننام علينا ثروة الصبح
That's Jordan, actually. Dude's got, I mean, listen, that footage right there, that dude is just like, he's living his best life, okay? For a guy in Jordan, that man's living his best life. He's not a care in the world. He knows they're not trying to hit him. So he's like, all right, may as well just, continue filming my video. Why not? All right, what else do I have to show you? Now let me show you the scenes from Kuwait, where the Kuwait Police Academy was targeted. Here's inside the building. This is following an Iranian strike in Kuwait. I know, Chris, what are we going to do? I don't mean to be sardonic, but we need the Kuwaiti Police Academy. It's very important. I'm pretty sure that was the inspiration for a series of American movies. I could be conflating things, that they may have just been called Police Academy. All right, now I'm going to show you the, I'll have British reporter Tal read out the summary. Go ahead.
Conversation. Breaking. 2 videos show the second wave of the IRGC Aerospace Forces ballistic missile strike on Mufak Salti Air Base in Jordan. You can see a U.S. Army Patriot PAC-3 air defense battery protecting the base by launching MIM-104F surface-to-air missiles at the incoming Iranian ballistic missiles. Judging by the number of interceptors fired, this strike appears to have involved a large number of ballistic missiles. It may have been larger than the strike earlier this morning, which caused extensive damage to the base.
That's a lot of interceptors. Those were the scenes from Jordan earlier today. Those are a lot of interceptors. This was just an hour ago. Now I'm going to show you the Jabal Ali port near the UAE. This is unconfirmed footage of an Iranian attack with a surface-to-ship missile on an American ship. Again, unconfirmed footage of a Iranian surface-to-ship missile striking an American ship. Unconfirmed. An oil ship, a Navy ship. It seems like a very big missile that hit it. Yeah, I can't tell what kind of ship was hit. You could kind of see the profile of this ship, but I can't tell if that's like a Zumwalt class destroyer or what. I'm not an expert. I know what a Zumwalt class destroyer is, which most people probably don't, but I don't know that, like, what. I don't. First of all, I only know one kind of ship, American military ship. I don't know. Things are a little unstable today. You'll have to forgive me. I'm gonna wait for it to settle down. There we go. Hello, Devon. So good to see you. Hello, Dreamboat America. Good to see you. Yeah, so Robson says it looks like a military tub. I can't tell. I don't know. It's a problem. I don't know when the footage is from, though. And all I know is it's reported initially as Jebel Ali Port in southeast UAE. So I know we have ships there. It's near where the American USS Lincoln carrier strike group was the other day. But I don't know what that is. So. Yes. Zuckerberg's boat launch pad. That makes sense. Here's footage from Kuwait in the last hour. This is Kuwait. Posted actually more like 2 hours ago. This was this morning in Kuwait. I showed you the footage from Jordan. Here's a zoomed out footage from that same picture from Kuwait. Now I'm going to show you the bridge that connects Bandar Abbas to the center of Iran. This was following an American strike overnight. Now I'm going to show you the fires burning in Jordan this morning. Okay. So that's the U.S. base in Jordan today, during the afternoon. This is one of the fires burning in Kuwait. I'm going to show you zoomed out footage in a second. I just showed you this. This fire was very bad. It may be out now, but it was very bad. It's so bad that Fox News has footage of it up. Let me show you zoomed out footage. This is, I'm pretty sure, that fire. This is zoomed out footage from Fox in Kuwait. I'm pretty sure of that same fire. Yeah, it does seem to be most... Oh, breaking. UKMTO has confirmed the report initially... Oh, no. When's this from? This is from yesterday. UK MTO is not reporting the attack off Oman. They're reporting an attack yesterday at 8 a.m. Universal Standard Time, or UTC, on a ship off the coast of Yemen, boarded by armed personnel. It did not give the name of the ship, but it was taken over by Somali pirates. All right. Now I'm going to take you to a home in Kuwait that overnight, so not right now, but overnight was destroyed after interceptors struck an Iranian missile and debris then fell on a home. So this is Kuwait. This is the result of an intercept. It is 31-0 in a completely unrelated update, Towel Sports. It is 31-0 in the rugby versus Wales, South Africa versus Wales rugby match. 31-0, South Africa. Shout out to Towel. This is Kuwait this morning. Okay, that was Kuwait. Now I'm going to show you scenes from Moscow about 6 hours ago, as this is what the residents of Moscow looked up at following a Ukrainian strike on a Moscow oil refinery. And we thought the wildfires from Canada were bad. And I think we fully caught up. What? I got a report. Oh, I have some reports I want to show you from Iran, but I think we fully caught up. And I need to be, oh, that's right. I haven't seen the Israeli Prime Minister speak, but anything goes with Israel. Now I'm going to show you a report from Saudi Arabia with English captions, so the Arabic translated to English, about what happened today in Kuwait.
18 من يوليو وموجز بأهم الأخبار. وزارة الدفاع تعلن أن القوات المسلحة رصدت فجر اليوم السبت صواريخ باليستية وطائرات مسيرة معادية داخل المجال الجوي الكويتي تم اعتراضها والتعامل معها، مؤكدة أن العدوان الإيراني الآثم استمر في استهداف عدد من المنشآت العسكرية والأمنية إلى جانب عدد من المنشآت الحيوية والمدنية في البلاد، حيث طالت الاعتداءات منشآت تابعة لقطاعي النفط والكهرباء والماء، مما أدى إلى اندلاع حرائق وإلحاق أضرار جسيمة بعدد من المرافق والمنشآت. وزارة الخارجية تعرب عن إدانة دولة الكويت واستنكارها بأشد العبارات للعدوان الإيراني الآثم الذي استهدف أراضي البلاد صباح اليوم السبت، وطال محطة أخرى من محطات القوة الكهربائية وتقطير المياه في دولة الكويت. ومؤسسة البترول الكويتية تعلن عن تعرض أحد المواقع الحيوية في القطاع النفطي صباح اليوم السبت لاعتداء إيراني غاشم نتج عنه خسائر مادية جسيمة مع وقوع بعض الإصابات، حيث تم إسعاف المصابين وإخلاء الموقع. نهاية الموجز، وللمزيد من التفاصيل يمكنكم متابعتنا عبر منصات التواصل الاجتماعي بالإضافة إلى تطبيق كون الإخباري. في أمان الله.
All right, I'm getting hungry. I needed a towel snack. So that was the update from Kuwait. Basically exactly in line with the update that we had saw. The only difference is they don't show footage like you see on Towel News. Okay, a few more videos I want to show you. We're going to go back a little bit. I might take a lunch break before hostilities really heat up. I'd like to hang out with Towel Girlfriend for a little bit. And I'd also like to order my lunch. I don't like to eat on stream. And I've noticed we can actually segment the coverage. And I don't know. I just don't like eating on stream. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of food to begin with. Now, I mentioned to you the police headquarters that was targeted. Here it is. While it was burning in Kuwait. That's the Kuwaiti police training headquarters. Yes, Water Under the Fridge. I liked it a lot. I put it on my playlist. K-Rhino is very fluid in his expression. I listen to music all the time when I'm not streaming. Hold on. Israel is possibly banning drones per channel 12. Wait, what? Sorry, I ate a Reese's. I needed some sugar. What do you want me to do? State fan. Are you telling me? So Channel 12 is not friendly to the Israeli government. They're not anti-Israel. They just don't love this government. Channel 12 was the source of the most damning national security leak before Israel launched the surprise attack with the U.S. It was mostly Israel's intel that took out the supreme leader of Iran to start the 40-day war. So, Channel 24, a little bit more towing the party line. If they got told by the MOD or Israel's army or state government, the government of Israel, to delete something, they would do it. Channel 12 is way more aggressive with what they'll report on. They get in trouble a lot, but they don't have as much loyalty to the state, the government. They have a lot of loyalty to Israel. They would never publish sensitive sites or anything like that. But yeah, they are the type of channel that would break an embargo. I-24 is the type of channel that would break an embargo and then withdraw it to hide it. But Channel 12 would break the embargo and have their people ready to go. Grant, just for your info, K-Reno is pronounced K-Reno. Thank you. I know phonetics are very hard for me, Water Under the Fridge, so you helped me with exactly what I needed there. All right, here's what I want to say. Based on the chatter, nothing has happened that has led me to tell you need to do X, Y, or Z. One, welcome to Tal News. It's 1:15 p.m. Eastern here at the War Desk in Boston, Saturday, July 18, 2026. It's 7:15 p.m. in South Africa, it's 8:15 p.m. in Tel Aviv, Israel, and it's 8:45 p.m. in Tehran, Iran. Now, here's my opinion. There's a lot of chatter right now indicating something bad is going to happen. We had a statement from Mohatab Khomeini saying the MOU is over. Okay, I'll show you some footage from Iranian TV confirming that as well. The IRGC was saying similar things. I would love to do that during my lunch. The IRGC is confirmed as much. Okay, that the MOU is over. There's been some distinct chatter. I was texting Towel Girlfriend, by the way. There's been some distinct chatter in Israel that something's coming. There's no formal announcement that there's going to be a speech by Netanyahu, but there was some chatter that was then deleted. And now there's this report about drones potentially being banned in Israel. So we just have to keep an eye on things right now. And that doesn't mean I won't take lunch. I have not watched the National Geographic Channel. We had a song about that by the Bloodhound Gang when I was growing up. But it didn't really make me want to watch the National Geographic Channel. It just made me think that, biology teachers are interested in weird things. We need biologists. I just thought they were a little bit too interested in, animal sex. Which, animals have to reproduce. I understand why we study it, but I never really understood biologists. Now, some biologists are really cool. But yeah, the Bloodhound Gang definitely turned me off watching National Geographic. They made it seem very vulgar. All right, I'm keeping. Hold on. Breaking. 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 Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Conversation. CENTCOM statement on recently fallen, missing U.S. service members. On July 17th, 2 U.S. service members in Jordan were killed in action as U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, and partner forces defended against Iranian ballistic missile and drone attacks. Additionally, 1 service member is currently missing in action. 4 American service members were medically evacuated to Jordanian hospitals. They have since been discharged. Other personnel who were evaluated for minor injuries have returned to duty.
Oh no.
Out of respect for the families, CENTCOM will withhold additional information, including the identities of the fallen warriors, until 24 hours after the next of kin have been notified.
Alright. That's it. DEFCON 9. That's it. Oh. I have to be a reporter, Tal, but I want you to know I'm mad. I have a duty. I can't just start screaming. I am a little traumatized by missiles, so sometimes when bombs fall, I start screaming. But, you know, give me some grace. I'm not going to say what I want to say right now. I have obligations as a journalist. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. For the first time since cessation of hostilities between the U.S. and Israel on one side, and Iran and their proxy network on the other, 2 U.S. service members have been killed in action in Jordan. 1 is missing. I don't know what that means. Missing where? We don't have missing service members. Missing where? Where did you lose him or her? Where was her last known position, or his last known position? Were they in an airplane? Were they on the ground? Were they on a ship? Were they in a bunker? What do you mean missing? There's just an American out there, a soldier, and we don't know where they are. And that's all you want to tell us. That's how you want to announce to the country 6 minutes ago that 2 of our soldiers were killed, and we don't know where one is. As far as I know, there's no water in Jordan. Maybe near the Dead Sea. Where are they missing? What were they doing to go missing? Why can't we find them? Are they out? Do they need help? Do they need to be rescued? Are they dead? What the? I'm gonna get really mad. I need to calm my. This is, first of all, God rest their souls. Do you understand what they've just done? Every family of a service member in Jordan is freaking out. This CENTCOM put this out. There's nothing I can do about it. It was 6 minutes ago. It's going to fly around the internet and on every channel immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, you should expect, and I do not want to sugarcoat this, you should expect hell on earth tonight. You kill 1 American anywhere, and I'm not speaking ideologically, it is the policy of the United States. If you kill 1 American anywhere, you've committed an attack against the entire United States. If you kill 2 Americans, military soldiers, at the same time, and it's not, I mean, we understand, planes crash during the war. We understand. That did happen with the C-130 in Iraq. It actually clipped the wing of another C-130 during a refuel. Although it was targeted by missiles fire when it went down. It was a wing getting clipped. It cost the lives of 6 service personnel. This is different. They killed our soldiers with ballistic missiles. They declared war. They killed American soldiers with ballistic missiles. And we don't know where the other one is. How can you announce it that way? You're going to terrify these people. Oh my God. It's war. This means war. You watch how angry the American public gets. Mohammed, this was CENTCOM's newly established operational forward base at the Blue Base in Jordan. CENTCOM shifted out of Qatar. Qatar, as you probably know, I think we've talked about before, likes to be a mediator. They did not like that base being... CENTCOM is based in Florida, but their forward operational base was Al Ayud base in Qatar. They moved it up to the Blue Base in Jordan. Mama D, good morning. We have a very serious situation. If you are tuning in, you need to prepare. For what? I'm not really sure at this point.
Conversation. CENTCOM statement on recently fallen, missing U.S. service members. On July 17th, 2 U.S. service members in Jordan were killed in action as U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, and partner forces defended against Iranian ballistic missile and drone attacks. Additionally, 1 service member is currently missing in action. 4 American service members were medically evacuated to Jordanian hospitals. They have since been discharged. Other personnel who were evaluated for minor injuries have returned to duty. Out of respect for the families, CENTCOM will withhold additional information, including the identities of the fallen warriors, until 24 hours after the next of kin have been notified.
There is an updated version of the post. We're going to check the updated version of the post. I'm going to have the updated... I don't know what changed, so I'm going to have the updated
Conversation.
version read.
CENTCOM statement on recently fallen, missing U.S. service members. On July 17th, 2 U.S. service members in Jordan were killed in action as U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, and partner forces defended against Iranian ballistic missile and drone attacks. Additionally, 1 service member is currently missing. 4 American service members were medically evacuated to Jordanian hospitals. They have since been discharged. Other personnel who were evaluated for minor injuries have returned to duty. Out of respect for the families, CENTCOM will withhold additional information, including the identities of the fallen warriors, until 24 hours after the next of kin have been notified. So we're probably talking about 200 U.S. service members lost, right?
Did you see what they added in? They added in CENTCOM and partner forces. And partner forces. They were trying to... Because Kuwait lost troops yesterday, 7 to 8. In no uncertain terms, you should expect... So, I'm a relatively composed journalist, okay? On the whole. The president tends to get a little mad. You should expect hell. There will be hell to pay. He will bomb them so hard. Even though it won't really tactically do much, he will bomb them in honor of those two fallen soldiers. He will bomb them until they can't function, even though they will then just rebuild. Iran did kill some American soldiers during the war. In flight, in particular. The planes, in particular. But flying a plane during war is very dangerous. Very. In World War II, the death rate of Air Force pilots was 40%. 40%. You killed troops on the ground. If that's what happened, I don't know. They didn't give us enough information. God rest your soul. God help your soul. And I'm an American, okay? I'm a reporter, but first and foremost, I'm an American. And you killed my countrymen. Now, people from Iran will rightly say, well, but America kills lots of people in Iran. I know. I'm still a human. So I'm very compassionate. I don't like people who hit civilians. But, you know, I'm an American. And you killed soldiers from America in a grotesque act of war. And it doesn't feel less painful because I'm numb to war. It is very hurtful, especially, and I'm not the only American that feels this way. God bless you, Melinda. Thank you so much for your support. This is quite a moment. You should expect all hell to rain down on Iran. Right now, I'm shocked he hasn't done it yet. I bet he wants Israel to join. He wants to absolutely light them up. They killed U.S. troops. That's it. There's no turning back now. Fuck. There's no turning back. I don't know what to tell you. The best you can do is listen to your, if you're in the region, listen to your local civil authorities. Follow their instructions. There is no turning back now. There will be no negotiations. There will be no peace. There will be war. I don't even want to think about what he's going to do to them. It's going to be really ugly. As just an analyst, I need to tell you he's going to absolutely light them up. I don't know what to say. That feeling that I had, you know, was not wrong. I didn't know what the feeling was. I just knew it was bad. I mean, it's really bad. Maybe 3 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm shocked they've waited this long. What are they waiting for? Why wasn't last night more brutal? Maybe it was, and we don't know the extent of it. There's no way out now. They just declared 0 hour. I'm sorry. The initial reports are that the troops were killed in their dorm. It's a containerized housing unit, like a shipping container, at the Mufaq Salti Air Base in Jordan. UKMTO confirms the attack on a ship 100 nautical miles east of Duqm in Oman. This is going to be a long night. They only announce this if they want people. So think about what the government of the United States is doing. They're telling all 400 million Americans that Iran just used a ballistic missile to kill 2 of our troops. You know why? Because whatever's coming next, no one's going to get mad about. Maybe some of the liberals. It's psychological conditioning. I mean, it's the truth. They did kill our troops. But you only release that if you want to make people really upset because you're about to do something intense. Whatever they're going to do to Iran. Oh, God. And you might say, well, it's disproportional, Grant. It's not. It's irrational. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm not morally defending what's going to happen. I've been through this cycle before. I've covered every day of this war. I'm telling you, I know what comes next, and nothing about it is nice. Thank you for those Jules Healing Horizon quotes. What a wonderful username. God bless you. I needed those jewels today. Marcia, yes, these were troops on the ground. Flowers for the troops, yes. God bless you for that. I think I needed the jewels, and those flowers are very touching homages. I wish I could tell you more to honor the service members who fell. We got nothing. We don't even know who's missing in terms of whether they were a pilot who went down, whether it was a service member in a dorm. I'm hesitant to even think about what it means for someone to go missing on land. I don't really know how that's possible. I don't know what that means, per se. I just know that it has raised concerns. For me, in particular. Where is the missing American service member? Are they missing because they were vaporized? Are you telling me that Iran hit a structure with a missile that caused the body of a troop to vaporize? Or are you telling me that they're missing because they were in a plane and we don't know where they are? Both of those are very concerning. And I need you to understand it is possible that this person was on land, just in a dorm, Two American troops are dead following an Iranian ballistic missile attack on the American base in Jordan. Mufaq al-Sati base is the preliminary report. Until I know what the United States does in response, I'm just going to breathe. I'm just going to breathe. Give me 1 second while I get your chat back up on the screen. All set. Should be much better now. Thank you for your patience. I wanted to add Healing Horizon quotes is as a mod, but the chat was being annoying, so thank you for your patience. Healing Horizon quote says, one thing I would say is Trump's red line was death of an American service member. Now there's been 2. Yeah, biggies, I agree. Listen. My job throughout this whole war has just been to tell you what is happening, give you as much of an early warning as possible relative to what I think the conditions are, while always reminding you to listen to your local civil authorities if you're in the region. For the first time during this conflict, I cannot tell you what's going to happen. Oh, there's something that's going to happen. The only reason you release that kind of information right away is because you want the American public to be 100% behind you in what you're about to do. So, I don't know when 0 hour is. I'm hearing reports that a 3rd American soldier may also have fallen. I'm also seeing the traditional tanker activity that leads up to an attack up now. Iran's ambassador to Pakistan has said that they intend to resume the war because of the USA's reckless behavior. They have no choice now. They have no choice. Mr. President may have been trying to talk them into negotiation to end this war, but now he has no choice. Just a question of when. I guess I should eat. Alright. Everybody breathe. I'm going to take my lunch break. Oh, I should show you a little bit more about what the IRGC was saying on TV before this went down. We should breathe and stay calm, and remember that even during the most intense moments of the war, it was our ability to keep on top of what was happening that allowed us to see dangerous circumstances before they happened. And if we can give people even a few hours just to be on guard, they don't have to, unless they get a text saying to go to a shelter or hide, they don't have to do that. But just a few hours to be on guard, even less if that's the case, I think that is a valuable public service. So I'm giving you what I'd call a early towel heads up that you should be on alert. A ship, yes, Valhalla, I saw that. That was yesterday. The ship was hijacked off the coast of Yemen. UKMTO just reported it. It's actually taken by Somali pirates over to Africa. But it is being labeled by the powers that be as a Houthi-sponsored attack. Now, I'm going to show you scenes from the Hormuz governor last night, or this morning in Iran, and he says there was an attack on an Iranian desalination plant which supplies 20 villages in Jask, and the water supply process does continue, and the plants will soon be brought back online. This is in Farsi.
در تجاوز بامداد امروز ارتش تروریستی امریکا به تأسیسات آبشیرین کن روستای بنجی و مجموعه روستاهایی که از این آبشیرین کن و تلمبه‌خانه بهره مند میشند حمله شد. 20 روستا رو آبرسانی، 10,000 جمعیت اونجا از این ظرفیت آبشیرین کن استفاده میکنن. این جنایت جنگی در ادامه استمرار سایر جنایت‌های جنگی که به شکل مستمر در کشور اعمال کرده و در استان هرمزگان هم ادامه پیدا کرده تا به امروز، نتیجه خوی استکباری و زورگویی این قدرت‌های سلطه است که به هر حال در کنار این موضوع یکی از اهداف جدیشون.
Breaking, a source from Iran reports to Shin that the entire South Pars Special Economic Energy Zone in Iran has been placed on red alert. A number of personnel have been instructed to work remotely, and all projects have been suspended until further notice. Bushehr Province, Iran.
از کار انداختن ارتباطات جاده‌های مواصلاتی ما بود که از بامداد دیروز
The cell phones have gone out in Avaz, only partially. There is a partial cell phone outage in Avaz right now.
و بامداد امروز
Israel just hit, breaking, Israel just hit the town of Kafir Tibnit in Nabataya with an airstrike.
دستگاه پل مسیر اصلی محل شهید میرزایی مورد تهاجم از همون بامداد بسیج عمومی دستگاه‌های اجرایی و همه نهادهای حاکمیتی شرایط رو ایجاد کرد که ما امروز شما هستیم دشمن به خواست خودش نرسید و هیچ کدوم از این اتفاقاتی که از دیروز و پریروز و مجموعه اتفاقاتی که در حوزه زیرساخت‌ها و آبشین‌کن‌ها که همش جنایت جنگی است و ایذا اذیت برای مردم ایران و مردم غیور جنوب هست نتوانست ایستادگی و مقاومت مردم کشور رو در مواجهه با این تهدیدات رو از کار بندازه. امروز شادابتر است روز همه این ایذا اذیت‌هایی که به هر حال خوی استکباری ارتش تروریستی نسبت به ایجاد مضایق و تنگناها برای
Oh, that is in South Lebanon, Falconeye. Thank you for the question.
مردم جنوب و مردم ایران داشته ناکام مانده و این پرخاشگری هایی که داره انجام میده ره به جایی نمیبره. شما الان شاهد ناظر هستید.
وضعیت راه‌ها چطوره و وضعیت آبرسانی به منطقه سیریک و
آبرسانی خب روش جایگزین ما در شرایطی که آبشین‌کن‌ها مورد تهاجم این شکلی قرار در موقعیت شهرستان جاسک و اختلالی در روند خدمت رسانی به مردم و بسیج امکاناتی که شکل گرفته وجود نداره. انشالله در
Yeah, biggies. I'm going to make sure I get an energy drink or two and certainly some lunch.
روزهای آینده وقتهای آینده باز این
Oh, that's right. How long have we been going? 3 hours? Okay. This is public information service. If you'd like to help out and feed the towel, I am supposed to do this every couple hours, not because I have to, because it helps like balance out the support of the service. Please don't donate if it would be a burden or if it would take food away from you or what you need to feed your family or otherwise. But if you're able to do so and you'd like to support this independent reporter towel and feed me or other things, that would be helpful. There are links in the chat. You can scan the icons on the screen. The goal of the service, though, is to provide you access to information regardless of your means. So the whole point is that the people who can help do keep Towel alive, and then the people who can't benefit and contribute in ways that engender their participation in the democracy or their various forms of government, help them make friends, etc. So everybody contributes in their own way. But if you do want to support this network, the Cash App is MoneySign Grant Smith Ellis, the Venmo is at Grant-E1, the PayPal is paypal.me/Grant Ellis. Now all the apps don't let me say thank you, and I don't read donations out online unless you specifically request it, like in the chat or in the message, because I just protect people's privacy. However, I do try to go through, even on the apps that don't let me leave a comment, and I put a little heart, okay, on every one. It takes me like a little time because I don't always look at the notifications, but I go through when I like this morning I clicked every heart on the Cash App for like a week. There was like 7 of them. I appreciate all of you. I never miss them. I just sometimes have to wait until I'm like paused and breathing to actually go click the hearts. So just know I do see them all. I appreciate all of you, and every time I get the opportunity to do so, I click the little hearts. Beth, God bless you. Thank you for supporting Towel Channel. #feed and fuel the towel. You're wonderful, Beth. It's so good to see you. How are you down there today if you are in North Carolina? A wonderful part of the United States. I like North Carolina very much. So, Rekka, it's so good to see you. I want to make a ham radio. Oh, I think when I was very young, I had a trainee license to operate a ham radio. I was in a class, like a after-school class where we learned how to do it. It was really cool. I think I talked to some guy from Missouri one time who was like a ham radio operator there, and that was the farthest I ever reached. I want to say Missouri. It might have been another state with an M. I don't remember. I was like 9. But anyway, we had to do it with a parent. It was kind of cool. I had this like big ham radio with this big antenna, and I would talk to people. Mostly like people driving. It was a lot of like truck drivers who would just check in and just ask how you were doing or say hello. Yeah, so that was my life when I was a child. Oh yeah, number stations too. But I just want to say God bless you all. This has been a tough afternoon. Apparently, according to Amit Segal on the Hebrew Channel 12, America just issued a travel warning regarding Israel amid the escalation in the region. So I'm going to eat. I want to say God bless you all and thank you for being you. Oh, I just want to say you're all wonderful in your own ways. And I'm a little on edge. I'm a little concerned. I think Big E's and a number of you are right that tonight is going to be a little intense. When you see the stream go live again, I will, of course, be ready to update you. I don't want to eat on stream, though. I do want to finish this interview, even though I don't speak Farsi. So God bless you all, and thank you for being you, and for all your support of Towel Channel, and for your support of this public information service, which is designed to educate, inform, and entertain you. 20% entertainment, 40% to insulate your brain from trauma, 40% information, 40% education, such as to engender your participation in the various forms of government cogently that you may participate in worldwide.
مدار خواهد شد با تلاش و کوشش جهادی که مجموعه مدیران و مشارکت بخش خصوصی و سایر بخش‌های مختلف را صورت می‌پذیرد.
Mikasi G, that's what people enjoy so much. We didn't do, like, the more you watch, the more you'll learn about, Yemen, the Houthis, the Blood Guardians in Iraq, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Iran, and the different claim videos. You'll pick all of it up, and then you'll be very conversant. And as I like to say, the conventional wisdom under the old order was that you'd never be for the topic of discussion at a New York high society fashion party if you could explain Finnegan's Wake. No. There's a new saying in town. You'll never be for topic of discussion at some highfalutin aristocratic gathering, and you'll never be for the opportunity to humiliate them if you watch Towel News. Then you walk in there, right? You got some hoity-toity, blue blood or old money guy or girl or some millionaire or billionaire working, running a company. They're running their mouth about the war, and you're like, oh yeah? Let me tell you a little bit about Erbil and the Kurdish opposition. Can you tell me where Suleimania is? What would you tell me exactly about the strategic position of CENTCOM's forward base? Do you think it was appropriate to move it from Al-Ayud medium-range ballistic missile technology? Oh, frame drop. Hold on. We're back. Things like that. Oh, what's going on? Oh, we're going to get a little bit of a storm today. We're going to have another frame drop here. Hold, please. We're back. So yeah, you'll never be for such conversation, and you'll certainly never be in a position where you can't humiliate a overly pompous aristocrat if you watch Towel News. That's what I think this channel is at its very best. Oh, God bless you, Anne. You're so wonderful. Thank you for being here. I'm going to take my lunch break now, though. So that's the thing. It's just a one-man operation. I get the clips. I screen them. I am the analyst. I'm the producer. I am the technical person. I actually do the stream. So, and it's all just me. All of you, obviously, are wonderful. You help me keep my eye on things. You're so compassionate to each other, and you're so kind to me, and you're just wonderful humans. I'm glad that we're all able to, even among these intense times, discuss it with each other, and as developments occur, analyze it as a group. I think together, even in the most intense moments, there are redeeming values and sort of camaraderie that are displayed here, and I'm very grateful to all of you for that. So, God bless you. Yes, Mishigama wants me to go eat lunch. All right. Listen, if there's anyone I'll listen to go eat lunch, it's Towel Girlfriend and Mishigama. All right, we're going to end for lunch, but we're not ending for the day. Pete Bunny Towel is in hibernation, by the way. He's waiting for his friend Francine to pop up on a live. He told me he's not coming out he's on his chair under a blanket. I buried him. I was doing laundry the other day. I had to find my Melanie Little hat. She's wonderful. Shout out Attorney Melanie Little. Check out her channel. She's great. And shout out the cupcakes. So anyway, I was talking to the, Pete Bunny Towel, our channel mascot. He's protesting. He misses his friend Francine, mostly because we've been doing morning streams. She likes to hang out at night. So Francine, when you watch the replay, you just have to pop up in a live chat, and then Pete Bunny Towel will drop his protest. He misses you dearly, and he loves you very much. Yes, no, I'm not going to the H Mart today. I did go to the H Mart the other day, though. You want to know why? To get, not imported, but the hard-to-find Lionel Messi minis. So I have started a collection. I have 2 of them now. There's 4 of these out there. If Messi wins tomorrow, my opinion is these are going to become very valuable. I could be wrong. I don't know anything about this. I'm just assuming that there are people in Argentina that will buy the set of these. So I got the Cheetos Mini, which has Messi on it. And then I got, I don't know where the other one is. I have it somewhere here. I got, I think the Doritos Mini also has Messi on it. They really, can the Minis people send me one of these promotional boxes? Apparently they were sending them out. That would be cool. I got the Doritos Mini with Messi on it somewhere. And then there's 2 more I got to get that have Messi's picture on them. And that's a set of 4. And then I got 2 Messi jerseys. They were 50% off at CVS. I don't know why. Maybe a lot of people around here didn't want to buy them. So I grabbed the last 2 Messis. I put the XL aside, and I'm going to put the XL Messi jersey and the 4 minis with Messi's picture up like in a glass box and sell it to someone in Argentina. That's my plan. I thought, can you tell that, like, when I apply this brain to random things, it just kind of creates these plans, and then I'm like, all right, we're down this road. Let's see where it goes. No, Towel Girlfriend is watching South Africa play Wales in rugby, and South Africa is kicking butt and taking names. Now, Big E says, what? Uh-oh. What? I live in England. You did? I thought you just heard the alerts activated. Yes, Big E's, I'm with you. As you can see in the background, I have Tofaz on. If I hear anything beep, if I hear anything buzz, this stream will go live again. What part are we going to be on? Are we close to part 100? We might be on like part 90 or something, aren't we? Yeah, we're close to part 100. It is lunchtime. God bless you, Marie and Melinda, God bless you. And Limonene, it was so good to see you in Mercury Star and RHM. Yeah, eBay Argentina for sure is where those ones are going up. Or maybe just like a Spanish listing on eBay. I don't know how it works when you sell something to Argentina. They got to pay shipping. I shipped something once. I had a friend who was in Latin America, and he loved playing PS3. And I had these like games he wanted, and I wasn't going to like sell them to him. I just wanted to ship them to him. I paid the shipping, right, to get it to him. He still had to pay to like get the damn thing out of customs, and the games were worth, $2 at the time, but in like the currency of his country, they valued it at like, I don't know, like $10 US, which was a lot of money, and then they charged him import tax on the games. So I was like, oh, this is absurd. Just absurd. But I helped him with that. I mean, I was trying to gift the guy these for someone in Latin America who has a PS3, games from like 20 years ago, they're still awesome. So he just wanted these old games, and they charged him way more than he would have paid for the games in America. So I was all made. All right, my name's Grant Smith Ellis. We got to do Tippecanoe and Tyler 2 before I go to lunch. You know the rule. I have to test my mental acuity. Shannon, it was so good to spend some time with you. South Africa did so well today against Wales in rugby, and it was great to see you. Falcon Eye, you're wonderful. It was great to see you. Yeah, shipping outside the U.S. is tough, RHM. Bathwater, it was so good to see. Where is your poll about the war? Is the option support our troops? Well, no, so this poll, I just want to be clear. This poll is from way earlier. This is a very unrepentantly pro service member stream. I'm American, so you're going to hear a lot about, pro-American military positions. I try to be down the middle, though, and I try to understand why, when any civilian or soldier anywhere is killed, someone who might be from a country that I'm not from would be mad. That doesn't mean that I'm mad on their behalf. It's just I call it down the middle. However, personally, my grandfather was in the Navy in World War II. I really like America, and I care a lot about people who serve America and protect the country. So we talk about it a lot here, and yes, even though I have to, as a reporter, sometimes just tell you what's happening and where, you should know that I'm from America, and I don't like people who hurt U.S. troops, and I don't like people who hurt any civilians, and I don't like people who hurt animals or children. So, yeah, that's just how it is. But yes, Bathwater, God bless you. I appreciate you very much, and I also pray for all the troops everywhere, non-combatants in particular, service members from the United States. But war, I have always felt, is hell, and the people who fight it, especially to protect our country, are very honorable. And I just don't understand how we've gotten here again. It's just a horrifying situation. And that poll, to answer your question, was from about 3 hours ago, where, although I had you can watch the replay, you can hear me saying, like, I have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. I do. I don't know why. I didn't know why. I just could tell something was wrong. And then about 3 hours in, maybe like an hour ago, the news broke as we were doing live coverage of the CENTCOM announcement. So did that change the tenor of my coverage? Yeah. Do I still have to pull it back, recognizing how upset I am and concerned? Yeah, I still have to tell you what's happening, but it's always going to be there. I think most people would tell you that. There's about 180 countries that have watched this coverage, God bless all of you, since the beginning of the war on February 28th. I think most people would tell you, even people who aren't from America, Grant's on the whole, like, pretty unbiased, but there are some moments where his partisan, like, ship shows, and I don't mean political partisanship, I mean like American partisanship shows. Okay, I'm a human. I'll tell you about it. I'm not telling you to take my word as gospel. And the people who are from America obviously will say, they're very pleased and proud of that. But what I want people to understand is that although I may have that perspective and those emotions, I still have a job to do in the wider sense of the vocation of journalism, which is to tell you what's happening and where, and not let my personal feelings impact what I'm telling you about, or I'd be no better than the other stations or governments that I critique for trying to hide information from you. So it's a balance, but it's always on my mind. All right, Tippecanoe and Tyler 2, then I'm going to eat lunch. I do like the rant, though. And can I tell you the actual reason why I was talking? I wanted to talk through the top of the hour, just to keep an eye on things. Okay, let's do Tippecanoe and Tyler 2. We do the presidents at the end of every stream to test my mental acuity. Here on Towel News, where it's coming up on 2:02 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, July 18th, 2026. 8 p.m. in South Africa, 9 p.m. in Tel Aviv, Israel, 9:30 p.m. in Tehran, Iran. President Washington, President Adams, President Jefferson, President Madison, President Monroe, President Adams Jr., President Jackson, President Van Buren. 9, 10, 11, 12 is a little hard. It's like William Henry Harrison. I don't know 10, and then it's Tippecanoe and Tyler 2, so it's going to be Polk and Tyler. Then, strangely, Fillmore is 13, and then it's going to be Pierce, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes, Garfield, Chester A. Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Teddy Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, Woodrow Wilson, Harding, Coolidge, Hoover, FDR, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush 1, Clinton, Bush 2, Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump. Yeah. God bless you, Falcon Eye. We are human after all. Yeah, Mr. President Trump's golfing, huh? I don't keep an eye on his movements. I know the news does. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, per Reuters, over the cable before I go to lunch, news of the deaths of American casualties has reached the White House, and Trump is extremely angry. 10 minutes ago, 9 United States Air Force tankers now airborne over the Middle East. Pain incoming for Iran. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. I'm going to eat. I'm not going to eat on camera. Channel 13 in Israel says the Air Force presented the political leadership with plans to resume operations against Iran. God bless you all. We'll resume on Towel News within the next hour or two. You'll see the stream go up. Thank you all for being you. Thank you for your support. G Reaper, it dropped top of the hour. We absolutely will be back. It's so good to see you. I missed you as well. I will be back. I know it's coming, but I need to go eat. I have so many towel friends. I miss them all, but I must eat. All right. See you all in a few hours. I pray, by the way, for the souls of those soldiers. They did a very honorable thing in the service of their country. And whatever you may say about war, people who put their lives on the line for their country, in particular my country, but you could speak about any soldier who dies in the service of their country. It is the most honorable and selfless act one can do. And I don't know their names because CENTCOM did not release them, but I will pray for them. This is Towel News. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.